this life.
Hi, I'm Barbara Smith. Genius is common. My genius is executive coaching and professional corporate training. As the master executive coach and corporate training ambassador for the Genius is Common movement, I help business owners craft their stories in such a way that you know exactly what they do, what they have, and what they bring to the table. Many times as business owners, we are asked, so what do you do for a living? And we could be crushing in our businesses, but we're not quite sure exactly what to say in a short amount of time. Well, I help you take those stories that are the reason why you're in business and why you're so passionate about your business and craft them in such a way that people are drawn to you as opposed to being repelled by you. Because every conversation, every time you talk to someone about your business, you are excited about it. But are you really conveying what you do, what you have, and what you bring to the table? And do really people understand why you care so much and why they should care that you have the solution to their problem? Well, I'm here to help you with that. As a master storyteller, I can help you with your stories and spin them in such a way that they are intriguing and fascinating. People want to listen to you talk about your business. That's why at the Genius is Common movement, I am the master executive coach and professional training ambassador. That's my genius. And genius? Oh yeah, it's common.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series. And I am your business moderator for this morning on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Today, we are privileged to introduce a man of deep faith, compassion, and leadership, Dr. Daryl B. Anderson. Dr. Anderson serves as the bereavement coordinator and bishop chaplain at Pruitt Health Hospice of Atlanta, Norcross, Georgia. His journey in faith and community service spans over 28 years, marked by an unwavering commitment to congregational leadership, community outreach, and missionary work. Dr. Anderson's impressive career encompasses roles as a jail and hospice chaplain and bishop. He has honed his skills and knowledge at the Center of Chaplaincy and clinical pastoral education at the Care and Counseling Center of Georgia and has served as the assistant director of Cobb County Detention Center. His expertise extends to spiritual counseling, education, and mentorship, with a particular focus on understanding the grief and bereavement process to support families, patients, and colleagues effectively. He is also a proud member of the Beta Kappa Honor Society of Beulah Heights Bible University. Additionally, Dr. Anderson is the esteemed author of No Regrets, a reflection of his profound insights and experiences. It is my honor to present to you Dr. Daryl B. Anderson.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. How you doing?
I am doing great. Thank you for gracing us today. We are about Black business and the church, and I can think of no better way to start this day off than with Bishop Daryl B. Anderson.
I appreciate it. Appreciate you and
The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics are essential platforms for Black business owners globally. They provide the tools and support you need to succeed in today's competitive marketplace. Join us today as we collaborate together with businesses from around the world to support our children, students, and young future entrepreneurs, Black businesses, and corporations. We raise funds for students going to college and young entrepreneurs who are aspiring to be business owners, and we invite you to be a contributor today. Visit the website www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to connect with and learn more about how the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics can help you not only share your amazing business story to businesses, but also serve future generations. Hello, my name is David Jones, CEO and co-founder of the Hello LLC, where we help businesses build a culture, brand and experience, and leverage technology to pivot into Web3. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into Roku, Metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Spotify, Twitch, and Google Podcasts. Tune in, turn on, and let's thrive.
So we're going to wait for Dr. Bishop to come back, Daryl B. Anderson. He'll be back here shortly. There he is.
okay. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're going to get this thing started off now. So tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do, and why this is so important for you to be here this morning.
Well, good morning again, Brother Grant. Again, my name is Bishop Anderson, and I got into the grieving part of what I'm dealing with now because of the loss of my mother and my sister, who was everything to me in my life. And I didn't know much about hospice, didn't know much about the grieving process, because growing up, especially in the African American community or Black community, you wasn't taught about grieving. You just went to the funeral, you just went and had dinner afterwards and with the family, and you move on. But I found out that it doesn't end there. A lot of the pain and hurt and anger that is embedded into our families, especially the Black families, comes from hurt and what we didn't deal with at certain points of our lives. So hospice had given me a way of going into people's homes and lives, and especially with us as Black Americans or Black people to kind of help them through the process and navigate them, not only through just their faith, but through the pain and everything that they're going through. That's why I'm here, and I want to give back to our community.
This is so important. I think for a lot of people who've lost people even through the pandemic. I understand what you're saying. I lost my brother and my best friend all within a week's period of time last year.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
And that you don't just, especially if you have a long-term relationship with someone in your life, you can't just say it just ends in one day or 1 week or just a period of time during the funeral process. There's that moment in time where you're just yourself and your world is changed. It's and you can't get that back. So there's a process you go, and I'm glad you took the initiative to work with others that are going through that, and you're seeing the processes in different families and going through that grieving episode.
And yes, working with, I found out that, Brother Grant, that a lot of times, if we keep things bottled up, our emotions, especially, and dealing with men, especially, if we as men keep our emotions bottled up, it comes out in different ways. And so, taking that time to give back, where a woman might go and have her best friends or two other women, they'll sit down over coffee or over drinks and talk. We as men, sometimes we just move on. We say we're going to move on. That's in grief, because grief is not dealing with just the loss of someone transitioning. It's divorce. It's your best boo, your best girlfriend that you will for years. Maybe y'all lived together for 5-6 years and you ended it. And now you're grieving and you don't realize you're grieving. And a lot of times we grieve as Black men by moving on to another woman and bringing that same hurt, that same pain, and all those experiences into that relationship we just got out of. So it's very important to be able to give back and talk it out in a manly way, like we would want to do. Mm-hmm.
You know, this is important, and I know that you are a man of the cloth. And we think about the church's role. You know, most people, when you think of church, especially when it comes to bereavement and things of that nature, you think, yeah, you go to church and you're going through a funeral process and that type of thing. But help us understand from your perspective the church's role in a bereavement process, all these different life changes, as you talked about, not just the ending of death, but all these other changes.
I'm very compassionate about the church. I didn't grow up in church as a lot of pastors, and they came from generations of pastors. I am the first pastor bishop to get into this role. And the reason I say that is I brought that point is because understanding, especially again, we talking about the Black Business Network. In Black churches, we didn't work, and including myself, we didn't address grief in the Black churches. A lot of the counterpart churches, white churches, others, they would have seminars, they would have grief support systems. But in the Black churches, we didn't do that. You didn't see it on a large scale now. So I won't say everybody didn't do it. We didn't do it in a large scale. But it was now, especially after the pandemic, it should have been before then, but especially now after the pandemic, we should be addressing, there should be somebody. The pastor in the Black churches were expected to do everything. If you died, I want to see the pastor. If I need my toe hurt, I want to see the pastor. If I broke a finger, I need to see the pastor. If I don't have any money to pay my bills, I need to see the pastor. If I'm going through a marriage breakup, I want to see the pastor. And that man or that woman these days are not equipped to handle all those facets of your life. So that's why it's so important for the pastor of a church to implement a grief person, someone whose expertise are in grieving, emotional type things. That a great pastor is not one who takes on the whole congregation. A great pastor is one who knows how to dedicate and give our responsibilities to the people that he see out there. So we have to get out of the church, have to get out of the aspect that the pastor can do everything. That's why so many people are hurt in the church. They went to the pastor and the pastor tried to do something that he thought or she thought she was equipped to do, and they wasn't. Instead of telling that person, let me recommend somebody to you. Let me help you find someone in the community that can help you with this issue. And we'll work through this together instead of me trying to navigate it for you. When I got hurt at my home, I can't handle my own wife. So how can I help you handle your wife? And situation. So we need, the question is, the pastor we have to embark on a new dynamics of the church. How we're going to delegate situations to different people with expertise.
I totally agree with that. Everyone has their calling,
Right.
what they do and what they're good at, and then have to have the wisdom to understand, okay, there's another expert in this particular field that's going to help you.
Right.
And that is the role that we need to take. Now, we don't understand that there's stages to grieving. There's stages to this thing. There's, obviously you first find out something that has happened. It's going to be traumatic. It's a highly emotional, and it's almost a blackout period, right? And then you go through, I know when I went through my grief last year, it's almost a blur. You barely remember some of these key moments because you're just kind of like in this shock state.
Right. Yeah.
You're just getting ready. You got to go through these things. You got to help others. And then you just try to hold on and do the right thing, take care of business, the business, because even when people pass, there's business that has to be taken care of.
Right.
You have to hold on and be able to take care of that business. And by the time you did all of these different things, it could be a month or so afterward when you realize, and I've heard this from a lot of people, I haven't really grieved. Just about these stages.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you're right. There are stages that you're going to go through. Now, and I'm going to say this. We are going to go through them, regardless if we think we are or not. We're going to go through them. A lot of people will say, well, I really didn't do that. Or I really didn't go through the anger process. I didn't go through the denial. But you are going to go through them. They might not be in the order that they are listed by your counselor, but somewhere down the line or somewhere in that year or 2 years. And some people, I have met people where they said, I'm just now grieving. It's been 2 years since my father passed. But you were still going through that process. You just didn't identify the process. So some of the stages, like you said, would be denial. This is not happening. One of them would be bargaining. God, if you help my mama, I did the bar. I'm a bishop, man. I've been doing this for 30-some years, and God had given me the grace to preach and teach all over the world, basically Africa to London. But when my mother and my sister fell ill, I prayed, and they got worse. Now I went other places, prayed, people, and not me who healed them, but God miraculously did things in their life. They come, Bishop, thank you for praying for us and praying for the family and praying for this. But while I was going through with my mother and my sister, I was just asking God, come on, I know you can do this healing. I know you can. And they passed. And so it was like, okay, that bargaining stage. If you heal me of this cancer, I'll serve you. I'll do this, I'll do that. Or if you heal my mother from this Alzheimer, I can do this or do that. And all the time, it doesn't work out like we want it to work out. And so we go through that bargaining stage. We go through the denial stage. This ain't happening. This just not happening. There's no way she gonna leave me, walk out of this house and leave me after all I'm done for her. I've been a better man than she ever had in her life. And she walks out. She leaves. And so now you're going through this hurting stage. So it's so much that's in those emotions. You go through confusion. Why, Lord? I'm of a certain age, so we was told in the church, don't ask God why. You never question God.
Yeah.
Don't question God. No matter what happened, you just accept God and say, God, don't question God. So we grew up with kids, you don't question, even if you didn't go to church, you respect the church and say, don't question God. But I found out it's okay. to say, God, why? Why? Might not get the answer right then.
Yeah.
Might be later on, but all through the scriptures, people will ask God. Mary and Martha asked him, Lord, why you wasn't here when Lazarus died?
Mm.
If you would have been here then, my brother wouldn't have died like this. But look at him. You coming here now late, all late.
Right.
And Jesus said, look, but I'm ready. I'm still here. I'm still here. Yeah, but you late now. He already stink.
Right. Right.
And we get to those points in our lives where our life now, God, when I first asked you about this, it was fresh.
Mm-hmm.
But now it stinks. This situation stinks. I can't handle it no more. And now but he still shows up. Not like we want him all the time or when we want him, but he still shows up. So you go through a lot, denial, just a different disbelief. All these emotions capsize in us. And again, speaking to the Black men, because we are very stubborn when it comes to stuff like that, man. We wasn't taught like that. We wasn't a good man. We don't cry. We don't share. We don't, man, suck it up and let's go. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, and that's a legacy over time that we've inherited. I remember the first time, growing up that I had to deal with death.
Mm-hmm.
That somebody that was close to me, somebody I loved, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was my grandfather, and I remember that, and I was like, we went through that whole process, and I remember even talking to my father, like, I can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Putting people into the ground was like, that's too much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not do. Matter of fact, you can't do this. You can't go nowhere. No one else can pass this earth without my permission.
Right.
Just stop doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's pain, and that pain is like touching, a hot pot that's on the stove.
Right.
And you touch that pot, it's hot. And then
Yeah.
you just kind of touch a little bit like, oh, I don't want to touch that. That's that grief.
Mm-hmm.
That grief is hot. It hurt. And it hurt like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
right.
You're going to have to go through, I found this out myself, you have to go through that. There's certain things like people cry for a lot of things.
Right.
They weep. But when you have that real hurt,
yes,
that real pain, that ugly, that hurt too much. That got me on the ground, like this hurt. I'm bawling. I can't stop this. I don't know how this is going to stop. No one wants to feel that.
No. And we try to hide it. Even now, I can be riding down the street, driving, and something you remember about that loved one. You're not bawling, crying, but it's just like, man, we just came through the holiday season, that empty chair, that present that you didn't have to buy. The thing I try to do is navigate, is help people get to the part of acceptance.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yes. And we're not going to diminish the fact that the love that you had for that person, or that person is gone now. What we're saying is, yes, all those things are real, but mama will still want you to move.
Mm-hmm.
You embody all that. Paul told a young Timothy in church, says, stir up the gift that your mama and your grandma left you. Mm-hmm. And I tell my ministries and churches, I said, that was before the Bible as we know it was written. Mm-hmm. So he wasn't just talking about stir the word that's in you. He said, remember what grandma and grandma and your mama taught you, your morals, your ethics, all those things that they gave you. Remember what your granddaddy taught you, your daddy taught you, where he showed you not just by the verbal part of it, but by how you saw him go out working and come in and do this. Stir up those things that they imparted in you. And they still living. because now they are living through us
Mm-hmm.
because that's what they left us. So we're not going to give the enemy the victory of defeat. We're going to be victorious even in this situation that we're going through.
Oh my God. And I'm glad you said that. I know there's people out here need to hear this message right now because they're going through it. I
Mhm.
remember one of my other best friends, she had, was with me when my father had passed some years ago, and then her mother had passed, and she was asking me, how long is this going to last?
Mhm.
And I was telling her, I said, well, I can only speak for my own experience, but my particular experience was like, you're going to go through that, the first couple of months is just you're going
Mhm.
through emotions, you're going through all the things you got to do. But I hate to tell you this,
You're right.
this is a process that it could take a couple of years.
Years. Yes.
Nobody wants to hear that, but it's not like you're going to feel that sting, that powerful hurt.
Mhm.
But you're going to feel, like you were saying, the reminders, the little things that all of a sudden brings back up some
Mhm.
feelings, because there's certain experiences in your lifetime that you can never have with anyone else that you have
Right.
with this person. So that gap is there, and
Yes.
you're going to feel that. And
Mhm.
over time, the pain is not as deep
As well.
as it was in
Yeah.
the beginning. And that's
Mhm.
the only comfort that I was able to get. But she was like, she said a couple of years. I said,
Yeah.
you know,
And Dr. Grant, Brother Grant, it's all right to tell people, it's okay if it take a couple years. That don't mean you weak. That don't mean that you. One of the when I first got in ministry, I'm a Christian. Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. I tell people that all the time. I preach Christ, death, burial, resurrection. That's all. Faith, everything. After mom passed and my sister passed, I had to go through. You read about the class, the CP,
Yeah.
clinical pastoral education classes, and they teach us to minister to all faith in this grieving process.
Mhm.
So when I first entered there, I'm like, oh man, wait a minute, this ain't what I was taught. My job is to go in here and bring this non-believer or this person to Christ. That's my only job. That's what I was taught in the churches when I first started. But when I went through this, it's not about that. It's about being a light in a dark situation.
Mhm.
And if you're speaking to a Muslim, or I have did Hindu, I have Buddha, they ask me, and they know, I tell them, hey, I'm Christ. But all right, Bishop, but can you come and pray with my mama? Because when death hit,
Mhm.
people, you'll see how all the walls come down.
Yes, sir.
all the racial tension come down. I mean, I'm been there with the good old boy. Hey, I walk in the room like it's like they sing God. Oh, thank you. Pray, and I'm going to heaven.
Yeah, right. Right.
So those are my opportunities and moments that not so much I come in with a Bible, but I come as the Bible,
Mhm.
the light of God, to say,
Right.
hey, come on, man, let me help you navigate this family through what you got to go through. It's going to be all right. Mhm.
No, those are, boy, talk about shepherding someone through the valley of death.
Yeah.
As you said earlier, these are not just words.
Hmm.
These are experiences.
Yes. Hmm.
And if you have not gone through it, or you have, and I tell anybody, the worst experience I've ever had on this living earth is when you lose someone you really love. Like,
Right.
that was my ace. That was, my rock, my
Hmm.
corner.
Hmm.
And when that goes, like, woo, and as you said, it'll test every fabric of your thoughts, emotions, your reason for living,
Hmm.
your understanding of life will be tested.
Yes.
Well, what do you
Hmm.
really know? Because I'm gonna take this from you. You own nothing in
And
this world.
that's right. And people really don't. And this is not a judgment statement because I went through it and still go through it. But I'm older now, experiencing things. You don't own nothing in this world. And no matter how much, and I applaud my good friend Dr. Kelly and all the business people he bring on, and that's why I do this with him too. Because we've been friends for a long time. We'll fuss, cuss at each other, but we still be friends. But the thing is that it's all right to want to grab your business and get everything you can, but in the end, you own nothing. You own it. So you can't get your whole mind set up that in just loving that business or loving those things, because when it get down to the end of it, what the scriptures say, what does it profit a man to gain this whole world and lose his soul? I used to think that losing my soul would be just going to hell. But losing my soul is not being at peace while I'm yet living here. I got everything I need, but I'm still hurting.
Oh my God. You said something so important. Peace. You gotta be in peace. And one thing that brought some peace to me is that when my brother had passed, and then we had the service in Omaha, Nebraska, and people came from all over, people from my childhood, people from that I had not seen in so long, and they paid respect. And that was the legacy. You start to see how other people were viewed. And it helped me. Like, I'm grieving, but then you start to feel like, man,
that's all right.
And all these people were helped and all these different things. And it was like, and it helped.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. And as you said, he belongs to God. He don't belong to me.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
He don't belong to me. We all are just here for a moment as we go through an experience. And yeah, it was nice to have that person with me as I'm going through my, as you said, darkness, and he was my light. Right? And you start to realize the only light in this world is God.
That's right. That's
and
right.
You're going to have to, like, at the end of the day, that's all you got.
That's all you have. That's all you have. And I ask, and I say to people, achieve everything you can in life. Achieve it in a way that your ancestors, those who have passed, would be proud. If they came back right now and look at what you were doing, would mom or dad or brother or sister or whoever say, man, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. I'm proud of you. Or would they come back and say, this ain't what I taught you? Why would you sell your soul out to get something like this? So it's not just about making others proud. I'm at a point, I look at stuff, I'm very observant, and I say, it's so many young people out here. When I was growing up, when I was growing up, we would come for a festival at the house and you hold hands. They'll say, somebody pray. And you get some, then all the kids had to do a Bible scripture. And you didn't know Bible scripture. You'll say, well, Jesus wept. And if somebody said before you said, yeah, man, you don't stole my, my scripture. Now these kids and these youth and people can go and Google a scripture. They can do those type things. They can read the Bible. They can study the scripture from Google what they want. We didn't have that. But what they lost is integrity and morals. We didn't have the Bible, but we were taught morals. You didn't come in this house with anything. You didn't stay out and come and just sell your soul to get what you want. Mama grab you, daddy grab you, say, look, boy, you going to work.
Right. That's real talk.
Going to work, dog. You ain't gonna lay up in here like this. And that's what. So yes, we got more scriptures and more people reading and doing things, but we are losing what connected the fabric of the Black community, what kept us grounded. in our spirituality.
All of this is so important to understand where we're at, and we have to impart. And you can always start now, but because these things, as I said earlier, aren't just something you read about. These are things you're going to experience, and how
Sure.
you're going to experience them, how you're going to deal with it. Not just the very traumatic things where you talk about death, but then you also talked about divorce. You talk about, job loss. You talk about disappointment. You talk about a lot of that thing. And if you're not prepared, and
Hmm.
you haven't been taught, and or you haven't allowed yourself to understand, because you
Hmm.
can't just Google up some anti-grief
Right.
medicine, right? I don't think there's such a thing.
Right. That's right. If somebody see Brother Grant now and see all that you have achieved, I heard some of your bio coming on. They see that, but they don't understand what Brother Grant had to go through
Mhm.
to get where he's at now. Those hurts, those failures, that disappointment, those crying. Bishop Anderson, the hurt, the pain, Dr. Kelly, the hurt, the pain, the people walking away from you, going through repossession of a car,
Yeah.
which you had to, man, they took my car this morning. That's grief. Any loss can be attributed to now these emotional pains you're going through, these
Right.
feelings you're having, this hurt. I love my car. I was washing my car every week, and man, all I had was one payment, and they came and got it.
Yeah.
You say, and people don't understand that if you don't learn how to deal with that, and some of the things, and I did it in the church, is people come to me, well, just have faith, just do this, just do that, read the scripture. No, baby, my faith is okay. Mom gone, my faith is okay. I'm still hurting.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, pain is real.
It's real. Mhm.
And it has to take its course. It's just like getting a cold or a flu or something like it's going to have to run its course.
It have to run its course. That's right.
But there's always a new day, right?
Sure,
It
sure.
does come to an end.
It comes to it. It comes to an end when we get to the acceptance part of it. When I can say it, I worked at a detention center and all these different places. When a person can say, first, I got to stop blaming others for what I'm going through, even though they might have attributed to it. I have to say, I'm responsible for me.
Mhm.
Yes, other people did. Haters hated on me, and this happened or that happened, but I'm responsible for me. And if I can take control of me and move there, then you can test this. Once you stop saying, once Brother Grant said, I'm going to move, I'm going to get this done. I know I lost these people in my life, or this person hurt, or this thing, but I'm going to get it done. I'm going to make this work. And all of us have that ability to do that. It has nothing to do with, yes, it might be school is good. I always recommend school. I did all of those things, but it's that inward self-motivating drive that you have that I'm going to make this work.
Yes.
So,
Yes. I really appreciate your word this morning.
well, thank you for inviting me.
Oh no, we're not done completely.
Oh, okay.
We got a couple of minutes here.
Oh,
But
okay. I didn't know.
I want because I believe in today's world, which is people say it's more secular than church. In this particular cycle of humanity, this is like sort of like the prodigal son.
Mm-hmm.
We don't realize we're all still children of earth, children of God, no matter what our faith belief may be. And we're going to stray, we're going to do our thing, but then we're going to come back to the source. We all are going to come back to from whence we came. This is going to happen, and we will find out that some of these old traditional beliefs and just understanding, like these are experiences. When you go through, if you truly read the Bible, and I am not a pastor by any means, but you will see that all these people that they're talking about, these are their experiences
Sure.
that they have before.
Yes.
And there was no straight narrow road. This was
Mhm.
a windy path that you did not know where it was heading up,
Mhm.
but you had a belief in God, and God was in you that kind of got you to that
Mhm.
last phase. But
Mhm.
it is a trying experience no matter who and what you are.
Right. Right.
And we are here today to help in that endeavor, to help
Yeah.
us get to that next level.
Mhm.
And we got 1 minute left. Please help us understand, if someone here today is like, man, I just lost the most important person in my life today, Pastor,
Mhm.
help me get through this moment.
One of just for the minute we have left, if you are in that point that you're going through, the first thing I would say, it's real. Don't go understand that you are. It's okay to hurt. It's okay to say, wow. It's okay to cry. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. It's okay to cry. Second thing, for the lack of time, try to find somebody in the community. If you're in a particular community that have a grief support group out there. What I do once a month on the first Sunday, I bring together those of like-minded, a private, a safe place that they can come and we can talk about the grieving process. We can talk about the loss, and especially in the Black community, I would say to you, try to educate yourself prior to what losing someone or somebody transition. Try to find um, the resources out there to help prepare. You don't want to be caught off guard. Things like, do you have a POA? I say, people say, well, POA, Bishop, what's a POA? A power of attorney. Do you have somebody that if something happened, are you that person power of attorney? They just because you their brother, their child, when you go to the hospital, they're gonna ask you, who's the power of attorney? Who have the right to speak for your mama? Well, I do. I'm the son. No, I need the documentation.
Mhm.
I need all of that. And we already in that moment. And so we as Black people, we're going to get our emotions going to rattle. What you mean? You better do what my mama want me to do. You got to do. Do you have a living will?
Mm.
See, all these things are prior to those things happening. Do this while mom and dad or whoever is still okay. It's a hard discussion, but it's a discussion that you have to have. Thank you for inviting me.
Man, I am so glad you said that. That is so important. I want the audience to truly understand this. Just like as a baby is born into this world, and there's certain things you need to be able to do to get things done, to get them ready to be able to participate in this world. There's certain things that you have to do to prepare people to leave this world. And if you don't have these things in place, the grieving process will be even harder,
Well, it's gonna be
because
harder.
there's so many other things that you're going to have to deal with. So important, my brother. And just before I let you go, Bishop Daryl B. Anderson, how can they get in touch with you if they need more information?
My email is Pastor D. Make sure you put the D in there for Daryl. Pastor D. Anderson at yahoo.com. You can email me. I'm on Facebook Live with Bishop B. Anderson, Bishop Daryl Anderson. And then you can contact me that way and I'll get back with you. You might not be part of my church or you might live in Ohio. You want to just ask me a question, we can do that. And if you wanted me to come and speak and do that, we'll do that too.
All
No
righty. Well, God bless you
God bless you.
this morning and have a great rest of your Sunday.
You too, man. Thank you, man. I enjoyed you and glad to be here. And tell my good friend, Dr. Eric Kelly, that keep up the good work. Amen. Okay.
Absolutely. Genius is coming. I'll see you on the other side.
Okay.
All right. That's how we get started this morning on the Black Business Expo. And like I said, today is Black Business and the Church. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that's on the screen below, and that is $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students, you can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the Scholarship Fund. And we'd like to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for January 2024, NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus for Shade Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Barbara H. Smith, LLC, The Hello LLC, 5-Star BDM Media, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Milani Shani Global, Executive Woman Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA, Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support, where health education is abundant, where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City, USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
Ladies and gentlemen, and fellow professionals, please allow me to introduce myself. I am David Jones, the co-founder and CEO of the Hello LLC, where I am passionately dedicated to guiding individuals and businesses toward their own return on time investment. Time is my only competition. With over 20 years of experience as a corporate C-level executive, I bring a wealth of knowledge and expertise to the Hello LLC. My career journey has been marked by a relentless pursuit of excellence in marketing, strategy, and business management leadership. I have had the privilege of working with renowned Fortune 500 companies such as Xerox, American Airlines, Hilton, and Geico. However, what truly drives me is the transformational work we do at the Hello LLC. We are pioneering a new approach to business in the metaverse, where we empower businesses and individuals to build strong foundations, automate their processes and systems, while thriving in the ever-evolving digital landscape. More than just a 3D digital marketing agency, the Hello LLC is truly a community built on love, kindness, and integrity. We want more for you than from you. As I often say, collaboration is the new competition. In an era where time is the most precious commodity, I am here to guide you toward your own return on time investment, because if time was sold in stores, it would be sold out. With a deep commitment to excellence and a strong belief in the power of community, I don't just lead a company, I lead a movement into the future of business. Ladies and gentlemen, it is both an honor and a pleasure to be your guide on this remarkable journey. I am David Jones, and together, we will embrace a future marked by success, collaboration, and the transformative work we do at the Hello LLC. Hello stands for helping everyone live life optimally. So, let's make that pivot together and start living life optimally today.
I am a child of the Most High God. He has gifted me in ways that I could not even imagine and didn't know.
There was a time when I didn't know who I was. I listened to other people tell me who I should be, what I should do. I listened to people telling me that I should be a boutique owner, that I should be a construction manager, that I should be a laborer. Have you ever felt like you should do something else, be something else, go somewhere else, be wherever you wanted to be, and you felt like you were in a box? Anybody in the room? And you couldn't get out? Anybody in the room? And you kept trying to go and you couldn't get out? Anybody in the room? But let me tell you, you need to rock the box. Rock the box.
I am engaging, inspiring, and empowering. I would give you everything I know. Just by touching you, if I could, by osmosis, give you every single thing I've learned, I've gone through, I know I would. We know that's not possible, but as it is possible, I love to share information with people.
Some of you out there, people have told you that you can't be, you can't have, you can't do. But I will tell you, like Kingston said, you can, you must, and you will. If it's to be, it's going to be me. You got to say it. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be.
Barbara is because she believed what her mama said about her and not what other people told her.
Every day you wake up, when you're in a situation, it's your choice whether it's an advantage or the disadvantage.
She gained her confidence and her life, and now she is a testimony.
If I can help you elevate yourself, then I feel like I'm elevating my own self as well. What you know and I know together can change the world.
I'm Ramon Ray, founder of Smart Hustle Magazine and smallbiztechnology.com.
You're here today to celebrate small business success. Stand up on your feet. You rocked the house. It was amazing. Didn't we learn? For me, success comes from failure. One thing not to do is shake somebody's hand like this.
Attention all entrepreneurs and companies. Are you looking for reliable and efficient virtual assistants and back office support to help you manage your business tasks? Look no further than Superwoman Business Services. Our team of virtual assistants provides a full range of administrative support services, including operations management, social media marketing, and much more. We also offer website design services to help you create a professional online presence that reflects your unique brand. In addition to administrative support and website design, we offer business development and structuring services to help you grow your business and achieve your goals. We'll work closely with you to identify areas of improvement and develop a customized plan to help you reach your full potential. At Superwoman Business Services, we understand that running a business can be overwhelming and time-consuming. That's why we're here to help you fly high and achieve success. Our virtual assistants are highly skilled, experienced, and dedicated to providing you with the support you need to thrive. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights. Let us help you become the superhero entrepreneur you are meant to be. Contact Superwoman Business Services today to learn more about our back office support services. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights.
The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series. I am your business moderator for this morning on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. It is my distinct honor to introduce a figure of remarkable resilience, leadership, and an inspiring life journey, Mr. Virgil G. Thornton Sr., coming from the vibrant city of Newport News, Virginia. His personal journey is marked by a heroic battle against colon cancer, a testament to his extraordinary courage and strength. Virgil's professional story starts as an electrical nuclear technician. He made a significant shift into the dynamic world of automotive, where he excelled as general manager of renowned brands like Dodge, Infiniti, and Lexus in Huntsville, Alabama, and Virginia Beach, Virginia. His more than 2 decades in the industry have not only shaped him into an expert in his field, but also a mentor and leader for many. Beyond the realms of his career, Virgil is deeply committed to community service. He serves as a certified foster and respite care parent, actively participates in the 200+ Men of Virginia, and is an integral member of the John C. Maxwell Leadership Group. His spiritual dedication is evident in his role as a deacon at his church. Currently, he spearheads CMB Communications LLC, where he imparts his wisdom through corporate organizational leadership training, public speaking training, and personal development services. Virgil's excellence in public speaking is globally recognized. He was ranked among the top 27 speakers worldwide in 2015 International Toastmasters World Championship of Public Speaking Contest, and has emerged as the first runner-up at the TEDx RVA Open Mic. It is with great pride and anticipation that I present to you a man of myriad talents and profound wisdom, Mr. Virgil G. Thornton.
Good morning, Grant. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you doing today, Virgil?
I am fantastic.
I love it. I love it. Really appreciate all your accolades. You have the stage. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
I'll see you on the other side. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and Happy New Year. My name is Virgil Gene Thornton Sr., President of CMV Communicators, LLC. And we believe that total engagement establishes your true potential. At CMV Communicators, we have discovered that team members' engagement levels with their companies are directly controlled by the leadership of the organization. So today, we're going to have a talk about the facets of leadership. I've had the pleasure of serving as co-owner and general manager of several luxury franchises in 2 different states. And just an overview about me, I also had the opportunity to serve as the operations manager in the food service industry at a nuclear power plant. I also served as executive producer in the music industry, and those assortments of experiences helped me to become a diverse leader. From leading and coaching techniques basically used to coach technical-minded team members and clerical-minded team members. Some persons are more analytical than others. And for instance, like the technicians at a dealership and the office administrators, they're managed a little differently. Because, of course, in the variable side of a dealership, there's a lot of intellectual and emotional intelligence that we're dealing with high performance teams. And at CMV Communicators, we provide executive coaching and leadership training to individuals to reach the next level in their life's journey. And we also use executive coaching to help companies to increase their bottom line by using effective leadership skills. And I do say skills because sometimes we ask ourselves, or you'll hear people would say, well, that person is a born leader, or that person is a born leader. Well, everybody could be a leader, and we are. First level of leadership is leading ourselves. Sometimes it's very difficult to lead ourselves through a day. So leadership skills can be learned. And at CMV Communicators, we infuse the 3 phases of entrepreneurship with the 5 levels of leadership. We use assessment tools, we use evaluation tools. We try to identify why an individual or company is not performing at their peak potential. Then we devise and come up with a personalized strategy to help them get to the point they desire to get to, whether that would be a more performing or high performing individual or a company that is reaching its projected goals. So today, we're going to strip leadership down to its core, to uncover the unadulterated truth about leadership by exposing what leadership is. And however, it needs to be effective because it affects a business bottom line. Additionally, I will reveal how leadership's vast power is found at the core of a company's growth or its demise. So for starters, what primary attribute did Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the leader of the civil rights movement in the United States, have in common with Elon Musk, who is the founder of Tesla Electric Automotive Manufacturing and the SpaceX program? What do they have in common? Also, what does Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, which is said that most of America actually interacts with, what did Mark Zuckerberg have in common with those two, Dr. Martin Luther King and Elon Musk? What does billionaire Warren Buffett, the 5th wealthiest person on the planet, have in common with them? Which also have in common with Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth from the UK, what does she have in common with them? Adolf Hitler, the Nazi Germany leader, what did he have in common? Basically, they were all leaders, and they used different leadership styles to get their message across. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. used transformative leadership styles, where when we look at billionaire Warren Buffett, he used a delegative style of leadership, and Queen Elizabeth used an autocratic style of leadership, because there are different styles of leadership. Depending upon your team, of course, we want to be able to adopt to the leadership style we need to use with our followers. So be it positive or negative, all of them are or were leaders, for all of them influenced their followers' behaviors to achieve a specific goal, outcome, or task. So there are different styles of leadership which needs to be used depending upon the people we are leading. A lot of times we feel that followers should adopt to the leader. Actually, the leader should be able to adopt to the follower. Leadership at its core is influence. It is not, but often confused with managing. Some people make great managers, but horrible leaders, or horrible managers and great leaders. There is a distinct difference in the two. Like most, I was catapulted into a first level management position without proper training, and I was a horrible manager. Starting out, I was recruited to manage a luxury automotive dealership. My first self-appointed task was to ensure the right people was on the bus or on the team, so to speak. And then, of course, that those persons were in the right seats. What am I speaking about? Going to a company, we find out, of course, that the right talent is on the team. And then if that talent is playing the proper position or in the proper position based on what they bring to the team. And a lot of times that's not the case. Unfortunately, we sometimes hire people because we need to fill a position. It's best to fill the position with the right person. And of course, then we get into the 5 levels of leadership and how to work with those persons in those positions so that we get the right outcome. Unfortunately for me, I use the age-old, before being trained, I use the age-old shame, fear, and anger tactics that some managers use to try to get done what they want done. Basically, they threaten to fire. Have you ever heard that? Either do as I say, or I will fire you. Sometimes it's not that direct, but we get the message. Managers basically manage work performance. However, I did couple that anger and fear type of managing with praise and reprimand methods to push the performance that I needed. Consequently, some managers like firing followers to force them or get everyone's attention. Hey, you better shape up or you'll get fired. To force other workers to get done what needs to be done. Unfortunately, that's not a skill. In some cases, that could be considered even bullying. But true leaders, they inspire their team to move forward. They help ignite a burning desire within their followers to get done what the follower needs to do. That way, the leader helps establish the follower or team members' true potential. When we're inspired to do things, we need not to be pushed. It's something that energizes us. By gaining the followers' trust, that gets persons to buy in, and it's a different type of culture that is built. We listen to our team members, and we get positive energy and optimistic views of the future. And our team members don't mind working with us. They don't mind going the extra mile because, one, they know as far as the leader, they can trust the leader. And that's monumental, to follow someone you can trust. For an example, if it was wartime and soldiers needed to follow their leadership, if they don't trust that leader, it's going to be very difficult to carry out a mission. Trust is extremely important, but also accountability. A leader must hold himself or herself accountable as well as the team members. And people actually like being held accountable when they're seeing positive results. So when we look at Dr. Martin Luther King, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, they preferred people-centered or value-added types of leadership. They were change makers and forward-thinking. Those were the characteristics that was put into their transformal leadership style. to accomplish things by aspiring people to do what it is that needed to be done. But then when we look at the leadership of like Warren Buffett, Queen Victoria, they prefer to lead by a laid back characteristic with a democratic leadership style. They basically allowed other people to do the things that they needed to do, and they would stand back as far as allow that person to do what it is that they needed to do to get the job done. They would not, quote unquote, micromanage. They trained the persons to do what they needed to get done, and they let them go and do their duties, also holding them accountable. Unfortunately, looking at the leadership style, you're just looking at leadership styles. I've never met this young man, but looking at Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, he used the autocratic style of leadership. Complete control, basically making all of the decisions without any other input or advice. And sometimes that is a style of leadership that is necessary. If we're in a crunch moment and things need to get done because you're on a strict timeline, then maybe that's the type of leadership that needs to be inputted so that we can get the results we need in a timely manner. However, leadership, we want to keep that in mind. Leadership influences the internal engagement. There's something that is taught at one of the franchises I work with, Lexus, and it is omotenashi. Omotenashi is a Japanese word, and it basically means having the utmost level of hospitality, anticipating one's needs, being there and knowing what to do basically before the person even asks. And when a leader, an effective leader, gets that involved with his team members, he or she can do the same thing. It's not exactly the same, but it's very similar to parenting. Parenting, you know your children. And as a leader, you should know your followers. Now, of course, sometimes we lead a huge, a lot of people. And of course, we can't get to know each one of them on a personal basis. However, as a leader, we are establishing the culture of the company. So generally, there are several levels of leadership. Your senior level, and then of course your junior level. And of course, we want to be there for those persons who are willing to exchange their time to put in to help us get done what we need to do as leaders and business owners. For instance, when we think about internal engagement, how our team is getting along with one another and how they feel about their work. Gallup survey, the largest survey company in the world, latest studies show that only 32% of the people at your workplace or on your team are engaged in their work. That's basically 3 out of 10 people. Out of 100 people, that's 30 that are actually engaged in their work. And the other 68% of the people are going through the motions. They're just showing up, going through the motions, or exploring other opportunities on your time because they're not engaged in their work. They don't have the buy-in. They don't buy into the culture. And as a leader, we should be able to recognize who those persons are and help them along. Because as a leader, our followers, if they don't stay on the team because we find that they're not in the right seat and this isn't the right fit, then we should help them become better people than when they came to our team because we want to engage with them. And of course, that is the third level of leadership, which is people development. We want to develop our people because our internal engagement directly affects the external. What am I talking about? If you go to a restaurant, or the last time you went to one, how did the waiter or waitresses interact with you? Could you feel if they really were engaged with what they were doing as far as their job? Or the last time you maybe walked through the aisles at a department store and ask a question? How did the team member engage with you? Could you tell if they were just there for the paycheck, or were they really involved with wanting to move the company forward? We can generally tell. We can generally feel if a person is truly engaged in what they're doing. And that has a lot of times, not always, but sometimes it's the individual, but based on our studies, and of course the results from Gallup surveys, it has a lot to do with internal engagement, which is controlled by the leadership of the organization. The leadership improves the internal engagement. The leadership improves the culture. Improving the culture, you never have to worry about employees. You never have to worry about team members, because your team members are out recruiting for you. Hey, where we work at, that is the nicest place I've ever worked. The people are just totally awesome. They're telling other people. So you never really have to look for other talent, because talent is always drawn to you. Just like talent can repel. Oh, you never want to work where I work. I can't, you wouldn't believe how it is there. That's going to repel people. Generally, if you're engaged with someone and it's negativity that's coming from where that individual works, you're not interested in wanting to work. So that internal engagement is extremely important, and it's important to the bottom line. And oftentimes we don't think about that as a leader. All we're thinking about is, I'm going to jump over to the 3 phases of entrepreneurship. As a leader, and we have a smaller business and we're starting out and we're at the technician phase of our business growth, we're only thinking about get it done, get more sales, whether that be selling our services or selling our product, or both. We're thinking about sales because we need to turn income to keep things moving. Unfortunately, it's sort of like walking. One leg is running and one leg is walking. You're not going to get very far. Both legs need to move at the same pace. So that internal engagement is extremely important. So important that it can help the business growth, or it can actually kill the business itself, because that internal engagement affects the external. And what is the external engagement? The external engagement is how your team is interacting with your customer. Whether that customer is a company, if that company is an individual, is that company of another company? It's how they're engaging. I think we all will agree that relationships get us more business than practically almost anything else as far as that relationship. And once we gain that particular customer, it's easier to keep that customer than to get another one. So it's important, again, that we have that external engagement, that we have our external customer see that we value their business. And looking at the internal, external engagement of a company, it really goes all the way back to the mission of the company. The mission of the company was established by its leader. Kind of see where I'm going with that? It's the leadership. And leadership is influence. And we influence the behavior of our followers, whether that is a good behavior or not so good behavior. Same thing when we look at the American football. If a team is getting a lot of penalties, it's time for a timeout to say, hey, wait a minute, what's going on with the coaching staff as far as the rest of the team to get a lot of penalties? Because it's saying the team isn't as disciplined. Well, why isn't the team disciplined? Goes back to the coaching, which is the leadership. When we look at a company and we're not growing, time out, what aren't we doing correctly first internally before we look externally? Because we can look externally, but it's not going to do us a lot of good, because it's just coming in. It's like water going into a bucket with a hole in it. You can keep filling it with water, but it's going to continue to leak out. First, let's find the fix for the whole. Let's get our team tight. How do we get a tight team? It's with the leader. An inspiring leader is the type of leader where, yes, we're on the battlefield and there's bullets flying around and you're going to charge anyway. Great leadership. So when we're looking at our leadership, we're looking at our culture, we're looking at how our company is being built. And when we look at how our company is being built internally, we have to go back to our mission statement. And our mission statement is what should be ingrained in everything we do. One of the companies, I won't mention which automotive dealership, but in their covenant was treat each customer as you would a guest in your home. That's huge. How do you treat guests that come to your home? That's internal relationship with external. Treat them as though they were a guest in your home, and they'll come back. You treat a guest to come to your home, chances are they're not coming back. Leadership, influence. Leadership influences behavior. Behavior dictates outcome. Outcome determines how long your business will last and how your business will grow. Goes back to the foundation of the power of leadership. Speaking of leadership, you as an owner, when was the last time you had some executive coaching on leadership? When you look at your team, when was the last time you engaged leadership coaching with your team? So in closing, I will say again, look at your leadership, because it is possible that you can have a fantastic leadership team, but it's necessary that you get in there and see what the issues are and get the proper training. And it's going to be hard because people don't like change, but it's up to you as the owner of the business, as the leader, to get it done. And then once it is, it's worth it. It's worth it to those persons on your team. And then we know it is done.
First, we're not going to let you go, Virgil. That was awesome. I mean, way you're guiding business owners and just career people in leadership roles through the experience of being in position of authority and to actually carry out the initiatives that have been laid out. Now, we've got a few minutes. I want to ask you a question because I'm curious, right? I'm curious. When it comes to like vision and strategy, and you talked about this, but as the leader, you embody, you enthusiastically want to perform, but you have to perform through the auspice of others and where they're at and how they see things, and then you've got to get them motivated. But how do you continue to keep that person motivated if they're not, and you don't really know if they're buying in or if they're not buying in? You've got to like gauge that, because if they're not bought into the process and the vision that's laid out in the strategy, you yourself will also find difficulty in meeting that challenge. How are you doing that in your decision making?
Very good question. I appreciate that, Grant. And that is extremely important to a company, that we do get that particular buy-in. One of my mentors, John C. Maxwell, he's often asked, well, why are all your people so good? And they all seem to be engaged. He said, well, that's the type of person that I hire, those persons that are engaged in what they do, not necessarily strictly as far as the company, outside as far as your interests. How engaged are you? And when we ask about those things, sort of like thin layering, as far as pulling back the thin layers, we find out different things about the individual. How engaged are you with, and you can tell when you speak to someone about something that they really enjoy, skydiving, you can see them light up. When you ask someone about what they're engaged with and they like biking, they light up. Or when you're engaging with a person, and we're actually doing the evaluations, because we have our matrix on what we're looking at in our evaluations, then we see how engaged they are. Because we understand that a leader isn't a leader if he or she doesn't have any followers. Now,
Mhm.
back to the question, there of the 5 levels of leadership, the leadership levels that we're looking at for that engagement and keeping them engaged is people development and performance. When we help people as leaders, when we help our followers to perform, when they know that we're there shouldering the responsibility with them to meet their goal, they're more apt to be engaged. And once they meet that goal, they see that we are truly interested in them gaining what they need to gain, then they tend to buy in more. And
All
that's
right.
the leaders. His or her position is to really motivate.
Now, what you said, and I love how you said this is today's leadership. And I know we've all been in those worlds where it's more of an autocrat. I'm telling you what to do instead of showing you how to do it, and being more collaborative, respecting the other person as an individual and to be the individual that you are as well. How did you learn as a leader? Did you learn from another leader? You just mentioned John Maxwell. We all have a point where we have to first understand what we're doing before we become adept at it. But do we want to learn it? And to your point, when I've been motivated by leaders and I see that they're in the game, like I'm just not telling you what to do. I'm showing you how to do it. Like, wow, man, you now I'm buying into you, not just the process, but I'm buying into you. And I've had those leaders or people I still reach out to today, even though I'm not in that business, or working directly for them, but they're still people I admire. So I still talk to them on a number of different levels. So it's an authentic relationship. Is it? Am I fair in saying that?
Absolutely. Authentic relationship, the age old, we've heard it time and time again. I don't care about what you know until you show me how much you care.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, and not just an added. That's something that has to be a lived experience, and those are get into commun- communication style because you talked about like conflict resolution. If someone is having an issue at work, let's just say, and they're in your work unit, and you all have shared responsibilities and a desired result, if that person doesn't feel comfortable in sharing what that conflict truly is, not because because we all have perception. You may perceive what the problem is. It's like, you know what, you're not meeting your numbers. You're not meeting your numbers, and so that's a problem. And let's talk about it. But what are the root cause analysis of that? What is the root cause of you not meeting numbers? Is there something outside of the work environment that's creating that? And do you feel comfortable in sharing that? I think that like I didn't always feel comfortable sharing to my line manager or vice president what was really going on. I just like, yeah, I'm not performing. I know I need to do better, blah, 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 this, but I'm not really telling you I'm going through divorce right now or something to that effect.
Absolutely. And that's so important. Now, I spoke about trust, and that is gaining the trust of your follower. One, that the conversations you will have, it's going to stay between A and B. There are no C's in it. And that's one thing. And also, in looking at creating a culture and environment where you invite openness. A lot of times people won't raise their hand if they have a question or if they have the answer to a question because of the way that they're going to feel after they express the answer. Nope, that's not what I want. Now, you're close, but I'm looking for something different. It's how to engage with people, understanding back to age old. We want to engage with people the way that we will want them to engage with us and make them feel comfortable. It is a leader's job to inspire the followers and have them to feel comfortable enough to want to sit down. Unfortunately, I've found that some leaders, and going in looking at companies, they don't have the tough skin to take the tough questions. Ask, how do they feel? Well, hey, I really don't like the way you talked to me in our last meeting. It should be comfortable enough for your followers to say that to you without thinking, oh, he's going to come and retaliate now. A leader has to have that open dialogue.
Very much so. Thank you for sharing. We've got about just one more minute. Please tell us how to get in contact with you. What is the best way? Because this is important information, and I'm sure people out there want to continue the conversation that you're having.
Yes, thank you very much for asking, Grant. Persons can get a hold of me at 757-986-0750. They can also contact me through our website, cmvcommunicators.com. And if you're in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia, next Saturday, we have a huge event, which is Ignite, Engage, and Explore 2024. Because unfortunately, we've already passed what's called Quitters Friday, which is the second Friday of January. Most persons have already stopped reaching for their goals and the resolutions. And of course, with this engagement and business network event, we're going to help you get back on track. And if you're on track, stay on track to reach your goals for 2024.
I really love that. I really love that. There's only 3 roads we really have. You're either going to get better, you're going to stay the same, or you're going to get worse. You're helping people get better. I really like that. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side, Virgil. That was wonderful. Great information. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App that's on the screen below, and that is $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for January 2024. They include NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus for Shade Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia, Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Barbara H. Smith, LLC, The Hello, LLC, 5-Star BDM Media, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Milani Shani Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Over the past few years, we've seen the growth of existing and new initiatives focused on financial inclusion, building.
Attention all entrepreneurs and companies. Are you looking for reliable and efficient virtual assistants and back office support to help you manage your business tasks? Look no further than Superwoman Business Services. Our team of virtual assistants provides a full range of administrative support services, including operations management, social media marketing, and much more. We also offer website design services to help you create a professional online presence that reflects your unique brand. In addition to administrative support and website design, we offer business development and structuring services to help you grow your business and achieve your goals. We'll work closely with you to identify areas of improvement and develop a customized plan to help you reach your full potential. At Superwoman Business Services, we understand that running a business can be overwhelming and time-consuming. That's why we're here to help you fly high and achieve success. Our virtual assistants are highly skilled, experienced, and dedicated to providing you with the support you need to thrive. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights. Let us help you become the superhero entrepreneur you are meant to be. Contact Superwoman Business Services today to learn more about our back office support services. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights.
Over the past few years,
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
Sometimes you got to hear the news from the Black perspective, and more specifically, Black publishers. And that's exactly why you have to download the HeyTie app, the largest mobile app delivering breaking news, videos, and podcasts from 200 of your favorite Black publishers. Yes, 200 Black publishers delivering news as it happens, literally all in one app. Go to HAYTI.com or download the app in the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. It's completely free, along with information that you can trust, so go check them out.
Over the past few years, we've seen the growth of existing and new initiatives focused on financial inclusion, building global networks, and reducing the wealth gap in response to the idea there's not enough seats at the table. Whether their outcomes are to increase the representation of Black executives on corporate boards, ensure an inclusive global economy, or to create new U.S. African commercial pathways, the strategies are often carried out by separate programs. The question is, should they be? With the continent of Africa being home to more than half of the world's fastest growing economies, the youngest workforce, over 400 companies generating more than $1 billion annually, 700 generating more than $500 million annually that are poised for growth, and being the destination of nearly $5 billion in venture capital in 2021. Diversifying U.S. and Africa commercial engagement by building bridges between African businesses and their U.S. diaspora should begin being seen as mutually beneficial. From helping to reduce Africa's enormous capital gap to catalyzing two-way trade opportunities, the COVID-19 global pandemic hopefully has taught us that global challenges and opportunities are more interconnected than we thought. During the pandemic, African companies like Unicorn Flutterwave, insurance provider Reliance Health, ride-hailing app Yasir, and 54Gene, the continent's first bank of DNA on people of African descent, proved that when African companies have access to networks, capital, and information, they grow big, grow fast, and create solutions that are valuable to the world. This is why BDirect was created. We are the first U.S.-based but African-centric board preparedness and board search company designed to connect U.S. Black talent and corporations to African businesses. Unique and fundamental to BDirect's success is our process of helping board candidates adapt their experience and networks to an African context before they're connected to high-growth companies that are looking to locally and globally scale. From our focus groups with African business execs and government leaders, we don't ignore the sentiment that business is easy, but people are hard. Having a pool of board candidates with hard-to-access networks and extensive experience across the business life cycle, including successfully raising capital, is table stakes for an initiative like this. So yes, we have that. But corporate or entrepreneurial success in the U.S. does not guarantee success in Africa. Developed alongside industry partners on the continent, our training program, BDirect Prep, is designed to transpose their experience to create cultural comfort, understanding, and a commitment to helping businesses in Africa scale. Our board governance sessions are African continental and country specific, integrated with cultural awareness and dexterity training, masterclasses led by African industry execs, and mentoring and coaching from African continental-based facilitators. But even more unique to BDirect Prep, we cap off our training program with an immersion trip to help candidates that have not been to Africa before see and feel Africa's complexity and opportunity from African soil. We all know traditional network-based board placement has historically left a lot of us out of ever really being in the paid board pipeline. Our strategy supports the work of many great organizations that are successfully filling seats at U.S. board tables by creating more tables for those that are still left on the sideline. It's time to start seeing the role and value of U.S. Black talent and businesses on the continent of Africa differently. Old perceptions and habits limit economic inclusion. Let's transition Black talent and the African businesses they will support from the periphery of the global economy to its core. Living in a global lockdown, we all know now how fast local and global economies can change, and see the value of having businesses that hire, strengthen local value chains, and even grow globally. Status quo in any form holds back progress. We must democratize U.S.-Africa commercial engagement by socially and economically connecting cultures that have long been disconnected. It's time for Africa's U.S. diaspora to redefine their global value by helping African businesses scale continentally and globally.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America, and my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million plus women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success.
Genius is common, and my genius is nutritional strategy. I am Shawnee Smith, the owner and creator of Can Do Spice. Can Do Spice was created because I knew that adding herbal and mineral supplements to my diet did not have to be boring. In fact, because I'm a food enthusiast, I knew I could create something flavorful and explosive that also had the benefit of adding herbal supplements such as sea moss, bladderwrack, burdock root, and black seed, just to name a few. I invite you to take this journey with me where we come together and take control of our nutritional health. It is my way of sharing my genius, the gift of flavor and the healing power of herbs to the world. What is your genius?
Hello, this is Israel, and I am CEO of Daydreams Interactive and author of Princess Planet. So, genius is common, and as a kid, I loved to daydream. Even as an adult, I love to daydream. And when my daughter became 6 and loved princess characters, but we just could not find the diversity that showed her, we created our own characters. So for instance, you have Princess Nulu right here. Princess Nulu is from Uganda, and her genius is that she loves to take care of animals. She can actually even listen and hear what they say. And then we have Princess Isabella right here. Princess Isabella, she's from Cuba, and her genius is biochemistry. One day she hopes to eliminate disease. Then we have Princess Nia right here. And Princess Nia is based off of my daughter. And she is what she wants to be, the greatest dancer alive. So that's her genius. So what's your genius? My genius is my imagination. Genius is common.
An organization called African Diaspora Maritime just announced a first-of-its-kind sailing team that will be based right here in Baltimore.
This team has some groundbreaking goals. Alex Glaze has much more on the story, and he's going to break it down for us.
This is the chance for us to change the conversation
in America, with Baltimore leading the way.
As a member of the 1992 America's Cup winning team, Charles Cathcart knows what it takes to win. But his vision for ADM's sailing team goes far beyond what happens in the water.
The goal, besides just the racing, is to reach out to the communities that need support, that need vision, that need a way to get people more involved in a wide variety of topics.
The plan is for the Baltimore-based team to be easily accessible to young people and give them an opportunity to learn. ADM's program will not only teach the sport of sailing, but also the math, science, and engineering behind the new technologies of sailing.
These skills are going to be needed to expand the knowledge of these young people in their futures, even if they choose not to continue with competitive sailing.
ADM is hoping to introduce yachting to a new audience and show the world how sports and community can affect change.
What we envision happening is that with this team acting just like a Jamaican bobsled team, people from around America are going to focus in on Maryland and see how we're doing things. And if we do the things that we should with this team and reach out to people and get everybody involved, as many people as possible, we're going to be a template for the things that can change in this country.
I absolutely love this. I mean, them teaching more than just the sailing, the science behind it, the endurance, a lot of things that have to come to
A lot of
fruition.
math, and you would think that a sailor would be, scrawny, small guy. No, they're saying that these guys are built like defensive backs for the Ravens. So these are bigger, in shape guys. That
They might do a little double dose there. They might sail during the week, play for the Ravens on Sundays. We'll see.
How long a program is it? Do you know how long it takes for them to learn?
I don't know how long it takes, but they were saying it costs a lot of money.
I'm sure it does.
Almost $100 million to put together a winning team.
That's
a lot
incredible.
of money goes into that.
So glad to hear that you're going to be supporting the project.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America, and my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million+ women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success. Hello, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. And my genius is helping women accelerate the path to success. I was blessed to have strong women in my life who encouraged, motivated, and pushed me to do my best and to never even think about giving up on my dreams. So I say to women, we must show up to rise up. We have talents and potential, but who will see them if we don't speak up and get noticed? I know that women are a tremendous resource on this planet, and there is nothing more fulfilling than helping a woman tap into her full potential. I do this because I want to be a part of helping as many women as I can to show up, to rise up. I do this because genius is common.
I'm Ramon Gray, founder of Smart Hustle Magazine and smallbiztechnology.com.
For me, success comes from failure. One thing not to do is shake somebody's hand like this.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series. I'm your business moderator for this morning on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. And today, it's about business and the church. And it is with immense pleasure that I introduce to you a distinguished figure in the realm of media and creativity, Patricia A. Murray. Originally hailing from the bustling city of Chicago, Patricia has carved a remarkable journey in the media industry spanning over 35 years across various platforms, including print, radio, cable TV, and online media. She now resides in Durham, North Carolina, where she continues to make a significant impact in the community. Patricia is the dynamic force behind the Durham Skywriter, an online community paper that has become a staple in Durham for local news and events. Her commitment to keeping the community informed and connected doesn't stop there. She also hosts Bull City Hangout, a daily show streamed on Facebook, YouTube, and other platforms, bringing together stories, interviews, and updates that resonate with the heart of Durham. Patricia's talents extend far beyond journalism and broadcasting. Her work in producing micro-documentaries and interviews further highlights her ability to capture and tell stories that matter, stories that engage and inspire her audience. We are honored to have Patricia A. Murray with us today, a true embodiment of media excellence and creative passion. I bring to the stage Patricia A. Murray.
Wow, I'm not sure you were talking about me there. Good morning. And thank you for that wonderful intro. Wow.
That is what you said to me. That is what I said to you. How about that? Well, we're going to have you grace the screen this morning. Genius is common, and we'll see you on the other side.
I guess I'm waiting for the host. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. I'll just wait.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to showcase your Black-owned businesses on the Black Business Network global stage. The Black Business Olympics is a global Black Business Network platform that propels Black-owned businesses into the international spotlight. By showcasing your business on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can reach a worldwide audience of potential customers, partners, and investors. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader and expert in your field, attract lucrative partnerships, and more speaking engagements. In addition, the Black Business Olympics platform provides a valuable opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs and business professionals from around the world. This can lead to new business opportunities, ideas, and relationships. Finally, by sharing your story and expertise on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can inspire and empower others. This is a powerful way to make a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy. If you are a Black-owned business owner, I encourage you to seize the opportunity to showcase your business on the Black Business Olympics platform. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make an indelible mark on the world. Be one of the 1,000 visionary entrepreneurs who are changing students' lives, shaping industries, and leaving an unforgettable legacy for their families. Unleash your voice on our global stage and watch your business thrive. Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Yes, the entire world. Just give me a call today at 919-308-9090.
You are in the right place at the right time. The Black Business Network opens again for its Black Business Olympics, a 24/7 broadcast on business, strategies, global branding, social media marketing, finance.
Hey, we are back. We're going to be talking about Black business and innovation today, for sure. And there she is, Patricia A. Murray. Welcome back. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Yeah, Dr. Kelly told me that I'm supposed to just talk about my business, so I will do so. So I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, that's Durham's online community paper. But going back to my roots in media, I actually started in Chicago, my hometown, back in the mid-90s. I moved back to my original neighborhood, Woodlawn, which by that time had become a low-income Black area with no community paper. Now, Chicago is known for its community papers. A lot of the bigger neighborhoods have their very own media, including radio. But Woodlawn had fallen by the wayside, and I noticed that a lot of the people were kind of negative about living there, not surprisingly. So I decided to study the neighborhood. I hadn't lived there for almost 40-something years, and I decided to study it, learn more about it, and to start a little community newspaper. And when I say little, I do mean little, one sheet of paper. So I started with one sheet of paper folded, so it became a four-sheet newspaper. So anyway, it started out as a newsletter, I guess you should say. And I started pointing out the good things happening in Woodlawn, which usually when the media comes to Woodlawn, they're looking for a story about drug addiction, sexual assault, violence, that sort of thing. But they never cover the stories. Like, for example, living right next door to me was a girl who had won I think it was like a national contest dealing with, I can't remember really, but it was a wonderful story. She had won a computer, and they had her to take the test again because they couldn't believe that some kid from Woodlawn was that intelligent. So she had to actually go through the process twice. That kind of story is usually ignored in the media. They only come to certain neighborhoods for certain types of stories. So I started putting out the positive stories in the Woodlawn Scoop. As it gained popularity, it eventually became the Woodlawn Inglewood Scoop. I hopped across the expressway to an adjoining, even lower income neighborhood, Inglewood, where my parents, by the way, used to work. My dad was a social worker. My mom was a kindergarten teacher over there. So I sort of knew about Inglewood already a little bit. So it became the Woodlawn Inglewood Scoop, gained popularity there. Then I expanded it to 10 additional neighborhoods, and it became the South Side Scoop. And Chicago's so big, I wasn't even covering the whole South Side. But anyway, I was telling a lot of stories that were being ignored. So I had to move here to Durham. My aunt had Alzheimer's, no children. So I moved in with her. And of course, once the media bug bites, I mean, it's there. Even though I was taking care of my aunt, I knew that I had to put out a paper. So I put out paper that was pretty much exactly like the Southside Scoop. But of course, I called it the Durham Skywriter. Skywriter because when you look at the license plate of North Carolina, you know, first in flight. So, and I love airplanes. So Durham Skywriter. So basically, I covered stories that you don't ordinarily read about. Emphasized advertising in the local community, in other words, mom and pop shops, so to speak, expanded into video. Eventually, my in-print newspaper, which I think I had a print run of, can't remember. I think it was like, I can't remember. I know it was 40,000 in Chicago, but Durham is so much smaller. I think I had a print run of 5,000 here in Durham before going online. I eventually went online, of course, because the print costs were going up and up and up. And some young folks, actually, I stopped doing the Skywriter for a year and a half after my aunt died. Of course, I wasn't in any position to spend money I didn't have. And plus, you know, grief and all that sort of thing. But some young folks said, go online, or, you know, it's free. And I decided that's a good idea. So the Durham Skywriter back in, I would say I can't remember the year. But anyway, I went online. First, I started creating PDF files for every page and uploading it to a company, I think it was called Small Town Papers, where they would take PDF files from small newspapers around the country and put it on their website. So I did that for a couple of years. And then eventually I was able to create my own website, durhamskywriter.com. So it's a community paper in the form of a website, which means anybody can read it now. You don't have to be one of 300 drop-off points here in Durham to read the paper. You can read it from everywhere. And in fact, part of the app that I am on, which is Wix, tells me when someone enters the website to read it. And sometimes I see Thailand, sometimes I see England, Canada, Japan, which is pretty wild. So anyway, I'm happy that I'm online. Like a lot of people, I am older and I do miss having it in my hands. A lot of my older readers say they really miss it in hand, you know, and that's too bad. One day, maybe I'll print some for older people. I don't know. But for now, everything is online. Now with Bull City Hangout, that is a daily show that is on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Eventually, I'm going to switch X and trade that in for Instagram. Now that StreamYard, which is actually, I think we're on StreamYard right now. I also use StreamYard for Bull City Hangout. So basically, Bull City Hangout is where I take maybe 10, 12, 15 minutes, and I go through the different pages of the Durham Skywriter, and I tell you what's happening today in Durham. That includes health information, your COVID numbers, of course, blood drives, the fact that, for example, Medicaid has expanded. If you just missed being accepted for Medicaid, try again because they just raised the ceiling. Also, I have a calendar of events page, the page that tells you what's happening in Durham from all over. I also have a school page called School Tools with information from pre-K up to college. I also have, sports page, kids page, seniors page, all kinds of different pages. I invite you to check it out, by the way, durhamskywriter.com. So with Bull City Hangout, not only do I tell you what's happening today in Durham, including job fairs, very important, I also invite people to click on the link and join me on camera. And very often people are camera shy, but then when they click on the link, they realize how fun this is to talk in front of people extemporaneously, no notes, just talking, into a camera. So that's super fun. And I do invite everyone to try it out at least once. It's really, really fun. So with Bull City Hangout, I let people promote themselves. And that's really important. Most people seemingly are really good at speaking without notes. They don't think they can do it, but once they're doing it, they're surprised to find out how well they speak in front of a camera without notes. That's another reason why I like to do Bull City Hangout, bringing out the personality of people who are running businesses and who are otherwise unable to advertise, maybe because they don't have the money or the time or whatever, for whatever reason. It's really fun to speak in front of a camera, to be on Facebook, YouTube, etc. And then if they're really clever, they take their speaking points and put it on their social media, which is, I think, another great reason to have a show that's live streamed. Now, a couple of other things I do. I know they wanted to talk to me about my journalism, but I also, some people might recognize me as DJ Pity Pat. In fact, I just finished my, I played at Boxyard RTP on Saturdays during the month of January. So yesterday was the last day that I played at Boxyard RTP. So as DJ Pity Pat, I play music all around the area for the city, county, like I said, Boxyard RTP, private events, etc. Sometimes it meshes in with my journalism in that because I'm usually a month ahead as a journalist covering stories and looking for information for the next month's paper website. I still call it a paper. Very often that lets me know what's happening in advance. And sometimes that enables me to get the DJ gig if they need a DJ. I know it's weird, but sometimes when you're doing more than one thing, you have to think of ways to put them all together. And that's how it works for me. I also make toys as Pity Pat Crafts. And again, as a journalist, sometimes I see in advance what's happening, and I'm able to get myself invited to sell my toys and games. So whatever you're doing, even if you think they don't relate, there's always some kind of way that you can figure out how to put your different businesses together. Sometimes it's impossible. Sometimes maybe it's against your business plans to have your businesses kind of running into each other in the way I do it. But still, look for creative ways to put your businesses together to see if one business can serve your other businesses or your other clients in whatever way possible. And I think that's the story that I could think of to tell you about the Durham Skywriter, Bull City Hangout, DJ Pity Pat, and also Pity Pat Crafts. I also, by the way, interview people in long form interviews, a show called TV Skywriter. It's been on hiatus actually since COVID, but now that COVID is over, I'm going to be bringing back TV Skywriter real soon. So I hope that our illustrious host, Grant McGaugh, can join me on camera now if he's ready, and maybe we can talk some more. So let's see what happens. Hopefully he can join me. And I want to thank also Dr. Eric Kelly III for allowing me to speak in front of you. This is a fundraiser, and I'm a gigantic fan of education. I do know there are a lot of, I'm not going to call any names or disparage anyone, but there are a lot of people online on YouTube telling young folks not to go to college. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't want to get into that, but if it's possible to get as much education as possible, I'm always for it. That's all I'm going to say about that. And hopefully, here you are.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I had fun there, a few minutes talking about my businesses.
No, I heard you. I heard you very much so. I like the pity pat.
Actually, my dad called me Pity Pat because, it was short for Patricia. So
is that right? We played that game, Pity Pat, right?
I didn't know it was a game until I moved here to North Carolina.
Yeah, it's
I thought my dad made it up.
No, he didn't. No, I am from the Midwest originally, and we used to play Pity Pat. That's just one of the games as kids. That
Okay.
I can't remember exactly how to play it, but I do remember it as a game. So interesting stuff. I want to ask you this. I'm curious, right?
Mhm.
How did you get started in media in the first place?
Good question. I didn't even point that out. I have always loved media as a kid. I was a shy little four-eyed kid. In high school, I would get a Chicago Today, which is no longer in print. It's a little newspaper, which inspired me when I started my newspaper to keep it small format. Mine was 8 by 11. The Chicago Today was maybe half the size of the average newspaper, so you could read it like a magazine, as opposed to stretching it out, So I would quietly buy my Chicago Today, hop on the back of the bus, and read it all the way home. I enjoyed the ads, the stories. I was a gigantic fan of radio as a kid. I broke my first radio just turning the dial so much that the dial broke. But I just love TV. I loved when you're a kid, TV seems impossible because it's from Hollywood and New York. You don't relate to it as something that, except for local news, that's something that you can do. But radio and newspaper intrigued me because that's always something I wanted to do. I never thought I'd ever have the chance of doing it myself, but the invention of the small home computer did that. And another reason, like I was explaining earlier, my neighborhood, Woodlawn, was a low-income neighborhood that was sought after by the media for negative stories.
Yeah.
But they were leaving out, they saved the good stories for their own communities. And
I
they would
want you
say
to say that again. I'm disappointed in mainstream media because they seek out the most negative, darkest, ugliest thing that's happening in the world and then put that as a palette for everybody to eat from every day. And I'm like, you're going to tell me that nothing else happened in our community, in our world, and this is the best thing that you can talk about?
I agree with you. To me, that's not even news. The latest rapes and robberies and fires, I don't consider that news. To me, those are events and not news. To me, news is information, information that people can use, people that can relate to. And I'm not trying to say that rapes and robberies are not important. They're very, very important. And you do have to point out that they're happening so that we can put a stop to them and help the survivors. That's, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't lead with that information because it happens every day, unfortunately, and it doesn't help anyone to keep pointing it out.
100%, because there's other good things that are happening every day as well. That's the thing. Like, all right, yes, small percentage of the population involved in the various situations, or somebody has bad events, they do happen. I get it, but they're sensationalized. And something like, hey, we're having the Black Business Network on a Sunday. We're talking about the history of media, and someone has been doing this for 30 plus years in Chicago. And that's not news now. It's like, that's not sensational. Like, I want to hear somebody that had this horrible event, and somehow I'm supposed to be inspired by that.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So we thank you.
Well, they say if it bleeds, it leads. So that's an old media phrase. And I don't agree with that. I simply don't. And when it comes to community news, usually, I don't know if you notice this or if you know this, you probably do, but through the pandemic, a lot of newspapers were really suffering.
Yeah.
Major media, they really suffered because the advertising fell by the wayside. People were out of business, or people had to shutter their businesses. But guess what survived and did quite well during COVID? The minority, ethnic, and community papers.
Nice.
They continue to do well because they actually serve their communities as opposed to exploiting crazy stories. I shouldn't say crazy, but unrelatable stories.
Yeah, but they, like you said, things that are happening in the community that, first of all, it's local. You know, oh, I didn't know this was happening. Oh, they're having this kind of event. They're having this fair. Someone's being recognized for this or that. Or, you know, bring your kids over here because we're doing this or that. And this is good information for the community so they can get involved. Like, hey, you know what? They just opened up. This just happened in my community yesterday. They just opened up this nice vegan restaurant, you know, a couple miles away. We heard it on the radio, as you said. A lot of people came out and they enjoyed it. You know, there's no news coverage. You know, nobody read. Now, you know, granted, if something unfortunate happened, I guarantee the trucks will roll up. No, but
actually, I was at I can't remember what the exact event was, but it was at the main library. This was years ago. Now, it just so happened that WTVD Channel 7, you know, big, you know, ABC, they're right on the other side of the library. Same street, same block, practically. And so we were like, where's the media? Where are they at? We're right here. Couldn't they maybe send an intern or something? And then somebody walking by heard us complaining and said, oh, no, they're not going to send anybody unless something catches fire or bomb threat or something. Yeah. But otherwise, this is just a regular, normal, happy event. They're not going to cover that. Not to disparage ABC TV because they're great. But just this one event really showed me what they're looking for the most part.
No, that's it. It's a mandate all across America. They want this type of content. They figure, but I think there's a shift in consumer awareness in the audience. They're like, you know what? I'm not doing this like cable TV. It's just like, you know, we've been older. I'm older. That, you know, you had the 4 channels. That was it growing up, right? And one was PBS. So you only had 3.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
You had a really audience tuning into television. Then you had cable TV. Then it's all over the place. Wow, 2 in a channel. This is incredible. Cable TV. And they still were controlling the narrative. Now you have things like we're on right now, online streaming, where anyone can give information and have something relevant for people, especially in those small pockets, small circles of intelligence that people can utilize. I feel that this is starting to happen. Like, you know what? I'm not going to I'm not tuning into that news. I'm not tuning into the latest politics that doesn't even affect me or move the needle in my world. It's nice to know, you know, I could get those in 3 bullet lines. Here's the politics. Here's the latest war, you know, crime, whatever. Boom, that's done. But tell me about how to grow my business, how to manage my family, how to work through some of the day-to-day issues that are really, really important. How are the taxes affecting my school district that my child goes through, right? Those things are what are more important for people, and they're seeking it out through online streaming where, hey, you know what? You know, Patricia Murray has this daily show that comes on, and she's talking about pocketbook issues that affect me. She's talking about, you know, health issues that affect me. I'm tuning in to her. I'm going to take my 8 hours of time that I'm going to spend in front of a television or a tablet or a phone, and I'm tuning in to Patricia Murray because she's actually giving me something that I can work with. Do you agree with that?
I agree. That's why every day I do the show noon, weekdays, 10 on Saturdays. I take Sunday off, for at least for now. And I tell people where to get free groceries. I tell them about the job fairs. I tell them, and sometimes I'm able to talk to the person putting on the job fair, and I ask, how should the people dress They need their resumes, because a lot of people are looking for work. They might not even know how to interview and what to wear, you know. And, you know, really, really super useful information. And if I hear about something that's happening for Hispanic folks, I even stumble. I'm not ashamed to try to say it in Spanish. If it happens to be for Hispanic folks, and you know, I'll do my best. You know, and I'll tell the audience, I say, if you know someone who speaks Spanish, tell them about this workshop if they prefer to get their information in that language. Yeah, I don't skip them. They have their own media, sure, but maybe their media doesn't know about this particular workshop or whatever, and I tell them too. They're neighbors.
Yeah, of course. Well, we're all in it's about community, and your community is composed of a lot of different people, right? I know if I walk outside my door, I'm going to see Caucasian people. I'm going to see Hispanic people. I'm going to see Black people. I'm going to see people from different countries. I live in Miami, Florida, and it's a melting, you know, of cultures. You know, so it's not one or the other. There's a lot, but we still share the same community, and those community issues, I think, are very, very important. And to your point earlier, it's hard to just turn into what you call mainstream media and find issues that are really affecting your particular community. It used to be like you had to go to PBS, right? I think that was the channel. Yeah. They might talk about a little bit of things, but then people will, that's not something I want to tune into because it's kind of boring. So now you can, with online streaming, you can find exactly what you're looking for. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, for sure.
So tell us what you want to do. Like I know people can contact you, but if you got what's coming up right now in Durham that you're passionate about, that maybe you can share with us.
Well, now that I declare COVID done, I know it's not true, but I want to bring back my micro documentaries. I had just started with a series of documentaries showing people solving problems here in Durham, and I had to quit because of COVID. And now I'm ready. I've got story ideas, some lined up. I welcome others. And let me just give you an idea of what I'm looking for. Now, I did a story on so you're not in Durham, so you might not have heard of McDougall Terrace. It's a low-income housing project, not too far from my house. And I made a micro documentary about some of the moms that got together to get food delivered for the children during the summertime. Because a lot of times those kids are hungry, because they're not being fed in school and they're not eating regularly during the summertime. It's kind of rough. So they got together with the schools, volunteers and whatnot, and they got the kids fed every day, which is super awesome. So I made a micro documentary about that. I made a micro documentary about one guy's quixotic effort to create this gigantic plot of land, again, right outside of McDougall Terrace, into an oasis, into a fabulous garden where he was going to create all these jobs, and kids are going to have their own farmers market and stuff. I think he got sick. I don't know what happened to him. I think he's still alive. I don't know. I totally lost contact to him with him. But I did a micro documentary, at least documenting his plans for the space, even though it didn't happen. Still, it's there. So I'm looking for stories of people acknowledging that there's a problem, but trying to figure out the solution, as opposed to people just complaining about something.
That's it. Let's make it actionable. Let's not just talk about it. Let's do something about it. And showing me what you're doing. I like that you're highlighting people in the community that's a great idea. Whether it came through fruition or not, the idea, someone else will hear that idea like, all right, you know what? Let me take the ball. Let's hand out the baton and let me take that too, because it's something that's needed in the community, especially when we're talking about food shortages or we talk about food deserts. And I know what you mean by, I remember raising kids, you take it for granted. They go to school and they get a lunch and whatnot. It happens every day. But then in the summer and, parents have to work, it becomes a struggle just to try to, balance all of those things. And you're depending, the kid has to grow up a little bit more to either feed themselves or find ways to make sure that you have enough to eat. So thank you for bringing light to that. So if the audience would like to get in touch with you and your paper and all the things you're doing, what's the best way?
Well, email is Durham Skywriter, SKYWRITER, Durham Skywriter at yahoo.com. I love phone calls. I'm 68, so I'm more used to the phone than anything else. 919, what's my number? 919-270-8431. I almost gave my old number. I lost access to my Google Voice number, so I'm now using my old phone number, which most people don't know. And so it's 919-270-8431.
All right. This has been wonderful. Thank you for sharing your time on this Sunday. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. That was great. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that's on the screen below and say $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for January 2024. NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Rocher Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Barbara H. Smith LLC, The Hello LLC, 5-Star BDM Media, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Milani Shani Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Social media is evolving. It's more vibrant, more colorful, more energetic, and so are you. It's not just photos anymore. It's video, it's audio, it's subscriptions. And now there's Fanbase, a new monetized social network. Fanbase delivers the complete native app experience with full content monetization for every user. No algorithms that shadow ban your engagement or growth, and no ads. Follow anyone for free and subscribe directly to your favorite creators for $4.99 a month. Plus, show some love by tipping on any post. Also, make a Fanbase page and monetize your content the same way. Finally, connect with your followers by posting the amazing content you already create. And now, get paid for it. It's time to energize and monetize, because everyone's a fan of something and everyone has a fan base.
You are in the right place at the right time. The Black Business Network opens again for its Black Business Olympics, a 24/7 broadcast on business, strategies, global branding, social media marketing, finance, advertisement, and much, much more. Featuring the top, most powerful entrepreneurs and speakers and thought leaders from all around the world as they gather together for this phenomenal event. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the metaverse, STEM City USA, Black Multiverse, Pod TV, Roku, Hulu, iHeartRadio, Apple Apple TV, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Google Podcasts, Facebook, LinkedIn, IBM TV, Spotify, and Twitch. Tune in today and be a part of this amazing movement. The Black Business Olympics welcomes you. Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
Did you know that approximately 333.34 million businesses exist today, according to a report from 2021? And you may be one of those businesses, or maybe you're not in the business market yet, but you're aspiring to be a business owner. Well, guess what? You're in the right place at the right time. Because let's face it, everything is about timing and opportunity. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Richer, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Lotus Richer Coaching and Consulting LLC, along with the Lotus Richer Ignite Show. 15 minutes of success with Dr. Lotus Richer, as well as books to boom your business and bring who you are. And today, I want to bring this amazing message to you about the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. See, the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics is designed to help people just like you, that's right, that look like me, to take their business to the next level. Not just in your front yard or your backyard, but globally. The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics is designed not to just help you survive, but to help you thrive. So join us today as we come together with businesses all around the world to support our students, our children, our young teens, our young entrepreneurs. What we do is we come together to help raise funds for students who are aspiring to be business entrepreneurs, who are aspiring and who are thriving in college. We endow them with a wonderful opportunity to gain scholarship of either a laptop or several thousands of dollars. And we invite you to help be a contributor to this amazing opportunity to help someone that looks just like you. So join us today at our website and let us connect with you and help you ignite and take flight in every area of your life on the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. I'll see you on the other side.
Phenomenal Tanya T. Wise, who is here from the great state of Maryland. Tanya, welcome and thank you for being with us today. Can you indulge our audience a little bit and tell them just a little bit more about who you are and what it is that you do?
Well, I love being able to talk to people and have a magnetic attitude, being able to just show them. So I always like to say, level up is Coach at Tanya T. Wise here.
So can you tell our audience, just give them a teaser about what your presentation will be about?
So my philosophy is that we should all be living our dream life. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about how you start living your dream life. What are some of the things that you thought about in your childhood that you just kind of let go and dormant?
Wow.
And I want to reignite that and just give you some pointers and some tips, some tools, some strategies to be able to start living your best life now. And guess what, Rhonda? and leave an inheritance for your legacy.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I know that's resonating with a lot of people. I've heard that you have a dynamic coaching program. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So our coaching program help people that have the lack of time, that lack strategies, and lack the confidence to go after their dream life. So we help them implement tools, we help them implement strategies, as well as give them resources so that they can live their best life now and leave that inheritance.
Wow. Oh, I love that. I love the leave the inheritance part. Listen, you are dropping some major nuggets, and I know a lot of what you're saying is resonating with a lot of people, but I think we're all curious. How did you even make this transition into the speaking and coaching arena? What's the story behind this?
So I started out in finance, and I realized that a lot of people don't necessarily go after their dream life because of the lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income, and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car. I nearly lost it all when I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it.
If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that?
Well, for my social media guru, you can connect with me on every single social media platform as Tanya T. Wise.
Cash flow. Cash flow. 5, 10, 10, 75.
I use the cash flow app to keep track of my charities.
Cash flow 5, 10, 10, 75 helps you manage expenses, helps keep track of charitable giving, helps you save your money. Cash flow 5, 10, 10, 75. Download it today. Cash flow 5, 10, 10, 75 would like to wish the Cyber Bears good luck in this year's first robotics competition.
You need to be messaging and communicating to a lot more folks and getting them committed to you as a brand and feeling that you are trustworthy, as a subject matter expert, and for their needs and their pain points. That says, look, here are my pain points. Here's the problem that I have that I don't want, or the benefit that I want that I don't have. And Grant and Sydney understand that and are giving me information to be able to assist, in my eliminating those pain points.
You're going to get a lot out of this workshop. We're going to show you ways that you can begin to look at this particular problem, that you can apply different formulas, techniques, and skills. They're going to get you to that next level. And then you'll understand the value that we're bringing.
Five Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
Passion has been around helping communities of color and historically underrepresented and underserved communities, minority, rural, veterans, persons who are differently abled, in the intersection of education, innovation, technology, industry, and let's throw some entrepreneurship in there just for fun. More around innovation, incubators, accelerators. I love the idea of going from innovation to commercialization.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series. I am your business moderator for this morning on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. And with great honor and excitement, I introduce our distinguished speaker for today's fireside chat, Dr. Enolia Foti. a figure of international acclaim. Dr. Foti is not just a speaker, but a beacon of inspiration, a global influencer, a social entrepreneur, and a multi-award-winning life and business coach whose dedication to empowering youth knows no bounds. Dr. Foti holds the prestigious titles of International Peace Ambassador from the United Nations and Ambassador for Human Rights from the World Assembly for Peace. She serves as the CEO of Enoya LLC in the USA, the Global Director for Vision Afrique Development in Zambia, the CCO for Fave Unite TV, and is the co-founder of Easy Step Group Management Consulting in the UK. Her leadership and vision in these roles are instrumental in driving positive change and development. Dr. Foti is a celebrated wellness professional specializing in energy medicine, currently based in Africa. Her holistic approach to wellness is a fusion of her extensive corporate expertise and a deep understanding of the body's multifaceted dimensions, honed through the study of indigenous traditions around the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the extraordinary Dr. Enoya Foti in a fireside chat with Bukeka Blakemore. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and I'm excited to be here with Bukeka Blakemore.
Oh, there she is. How are you, Miss Blakemore?
I am absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for having me here. It's a great pleasure. I love Black Business Network. It's an amazing platform and so great to meet you, Grant. And thank you, Dr. Enoya, for having me.
Well, this is going to be wonderful. I'm going to let you both get to it. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And I'm really excited, but I don't want to preclude Bukeka Blakemore, who is the leader of Fave Unite TV. Why don't you just share just a little bit about yourself before we get into this fireside chat?
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much, Dr. Enoya. Yes, my name is Bukeka Blakemore. I am the CEO of Fave Unite TV. Fave stands for Fans, Artists, and Venues. And we're an OTT streaming platform that focuses on content of those that are not seen, like would be on other platforms. We are one that focuses on Black, Indigenous, and people of color, and are excited to have this platform to share that information with you. I'm also the Deputy Executive Director for Creative City, Kansas City, which is a UNESCO designation. Kansas City, people might not know this, but we are the city of music under the UNESCO designation, and we are the only city of music in the United States. So I'm excited to share more of that with you today as well.
And it's so beautiful to be able to connect with you, because we are going to talk about something that is near and dear to our hearts and give a perspective to our audience here. And we termed it The Universe is Calling. And I would love to have you at least kick us off in starting with the perspective of what that actually means to you.
Well, it's a very personal message, because when the universe calls you to step up or to expand in your life, you really need to do it. And that's what to do. And it was a message that came through reading several books on the subject, but then it also came as a download, Dr. Enoya, through a song. And so I wrote a song called The Universe is Calling. And if that's okay, I can share it with the audience, a little bit of it today. Would that be okay with you?
I love the song, so yes, please do.
Okay. The universe is calling, calling, calling. The universe is calling me to be. The universe is calling, calling, calling. The universe is calling me to be. The universe is calling me to love beyond my boundaries. The universe is calling me to be. It's calling me to listen more, talk less, and hold the light. The universe is calling me to be. And the reason why I love those particular lyrics is because we spend so much time telling people, and that's a part of my work. I'm an inspirational speaker. I go and tell people things all the time, right?
Yes.
But then there's that opportunity to listen, to talk a little bit less and listen to the people, the surroundings, the community, because that is what also infuses that information. It's infused with information from the universe that's calling you to step into a new phase or expand into a new way of being.
And I love this because it relates to everything. You know, people are saying, okay, the universe is calling, right? But the universe calls us when we grow and expand in so many different ways. When we grow as entrepreneurs, when we're afraid to take that leap forward and that leap upwards into a new realm for our business, when we're taking that new realm and leap forward in our personal expansion. It is a honoring of the heart, because you know what? You only grow when you test the boundaries and you grow beyond your comfort level. And so many of us want to grow. We want to grow in our business. We want to grow in our vision that we're holding for ourselves. But what we want to do is a lot of times we want to stay in our comfort zone. And that's not going to get us the place we need to be. What are your thoughts?
Well, that's so true. I mean, you can't grow and expand when you're stuck. And a lot of times when we feel stuck, it's because we're not listening. We're not allowing ourselves to see or hear what the universe is calling us into. So, what I believe happens so many times is that the reason why we get stuck is because we're not paying attention. We're not paying attention to, and one word that I hear you use many times, Dr. Nolia, is we're not being conscious. We're not observing. We're so stuck in just the little bubble of the fears that we have, the things that people have told us what should be instead of what truly is for our lives. So that universe is calling us all the time. But if we're not allowing ourselves to listen, then we stay stuck and we can't make that leap to that next level of business, that next level of personal growth and responsibility. So it's important that we take the time to be present, to be conscious of what it is that is around us, and to also observe how we're responding to those things. And when we do that, we can hear that universe calling. We can hear that drop of information. You know, so many times we hear things happen that seem to be very mundane. For instance, the post-it note that we so often use when we're doing our little organizational tasks, that came to someone in a dream, and that individual was able to take that information and lead it into a product that now billions of people use every day. So it's that ability to listen, that and hear that voice, to move into that higher level of living.
And I'm going to expand on that a little bit too, because you said some really key salient points right there. And, you know, people are going, okay, the universe is calling. How is this going to relate to business? How is this going to really take me to a leap forward? But what we're really talking about when we talk about the universe calling is we're talking about trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, trusting. And I'm not talking about going into your head, right? Because people project things onto you. Oh, you should have got that promotion, or oh, you should have this, that, and the other. Okay, and those projections are more or less our ego getting bruised, or our ego needs to be fed, and so we're going by our ego, and that's not what we're talking about here. Okay, so let me give you a really key example. For example, if I am in a situation where I want to really move forward in a particular promotion, and I'm trying to figure it out, what happens is that when we are really passionate about something that we want to move forward in, emotion kicks in. And when the emotion kicks in, sometimes we create stories, sometimes we create drama, sometimes we're reacting, and we're so busy reacting that we can miss the salient point. So the key is that instead of reacting to a situation, instead of engaging so much so and bringing up the passion and bringing up the emotion, we need to learn how to do the opposite, which is sit still. Sit still and think. And not only think, but maybe even be still in the thinking and just watch what unveils, so that as you are watching what unveils, you can see the key points and the salient things that are taking place, so you know how to navigate through to potentially getting what you want. Or you can see the circumstances that are preventing you from doing it. But what happens is that when we're wrapped up in emotion can be a distraction from where we want to go and what we want to do. And when I say it's a distraction, I mean that you're so busy reacting to the situation. You're so busy going to let everybody know how you feel, and this is where it needs to be, and blah, 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 that you might miss how that sign comes in to say, this is what you need to do, and that seals the deal. And this is really important, because our signs come in sometimes through people, through circumstances, through relationship, or through situations. And if we're busy reacting, how can we navigate? We're too busy reacting, so we miss the flag. We miss the point that basically says, here's how you ease in. This is when you needed to say, yes, I got it. Or the repercussions of what you say are so busy coming back because of the ego that you miss it that way too. It's like, oh, I shot myself in the foot because my mouth was running and what I said was so negative that now they don't want to deal with me. What are your thoughts?
Totally agree with you. And many people don't realize that emotions can be when you lead in with them and you engage with them in a way that takes you into that drama, that becomes the distraction. But what an emotion really is, it's just a signal. Mm-hmm. It's just a signal that says, pay attention to me right now. When I'm in a meeting and I feel stressed in some way, maybe someone has said something that I kind of disagree with, or maybe I feel that there is maybe some type of attack or something towards me, right? First of all, what's happening in that moment is I'm creating a story, just as you mentioned, Dr. Enolia, that story is being created. And if I just sit back and ask myself, what is this? And you can do this in a business meeting. I mean, you can pull back your willingness to engage and go forth and just sit back and observe what it is that you're feeling. And it doesn't prohibit you from understanding all the things that are going on around you, because in that moment, it doesn't really matter. What matters most importantly is for you to be attentive and observant as to where you are in that moment, and to get rid of all of the stories. And I think that is something that helps us in the business world as well as in our relationships, right? our relationships with family, our relationships with spouses, all of those things, the ability to pay attention to what we're feeling and allowing that to not become a distraction by engaging in the drama that we're creating in our minds, but giving us an opportunity to, as you said, sit, be, pull back, observe, be conscious, so that when you are ready to respond rather than react, you can do so in a way that is authentic, that is real, that is you, the true you, that is not overshadowed by an emotional reaction or outburst. So I totally agree with you on that. And particularly with business, we since we are entrepreneurs, right? A lot of things ride on our ability to stay present to who we are, our families, our children, our clients, our strategic partners are all relying on you as the CEO, as the entrepreneur, to be in a place of poise, positivity, and in a place of knowing that when you do that, you are prosperous as well. What do you think about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you again, there's some key points that I want to emphasize that you talked about. One of the things being that when we are engaging in business and when we are tapping into knowing that we want an outcome, it is really, really important to check in how you're feeling and make sure that your feelings, again, aren't so overwhelming that you lose sight of what's taking place around you, that you're not present. Because what happens is that our emotions are also dictators of our outcome. And this is really, really important in business. So if you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through this? I hate confrontation. I'm not going to get through this. They're not going to give me what I want. Then what happens is that we deliver information to the responding parties in a manner by which is indicative of the outcome that we're thinking in our head. And it's really, really important to understand this. We must think the positive aspect of, I'm going to be celebrating this in the end. I'm going to achieve it. And even if we don't, it is still a road and a walk and a vision towards that achievement. We can't just automatically assume and respond to that potentially insecure or feeling inside that it's not going to take place the way that we would like it. This positive attitude is very, very important. And then another piece of this that I'd like to really touch on is that when we are still and when we are the observers in the meeting, then what's happening is that you are training your intuitiveness to watch things unveil. And if you're watching things unveil, then what happens and what's apparent is that it's easier to see through facades. And when it's easier to see through facades, it's easier to see through agendas. And when it's easier to see through agendas, it's easier to get the outcome and understand what's taking place so that you are not manipulated within business again.
Absolutely agree with you on that. Absolutely agree with you on that, because a lot of times people will enter into conversations, business conversations, negotiations with that sense of manipulation. Well, if I do this, then maybe they'll do that. Or if I bring this up or present this item, then they should do this. We're trying to bend people to move a certain way. And that is not going to lead us to the outcomes that we want, because then we don't get that authentic relationship. We don't really know what the client's need is, or they don't really know what our need is if we're coming into the situation trying to manipulate the situation. So I totally agree with you on that, Dr. Nolia. The fact that we're having this conversation right now is so important, because entrepreneurship and business, particularly in our community, is rising at a rapid pace.
Yes.
And the way that we know that is because we have platforms such as this, platforms such as Fave Unite TV, which is wanting to bring in those content creators that are Black, Indigenous, people of color, because we want to be able to have ourselves represented on the main stage, right? And create that stage ourselves. So we see so much of that, but we want to be able to help each other by giving information that is going to give longevity to the situation, right? We don't want to be a flash in the pan. We want to be able to have a structure and an ability to be in the game a long time, because we have a legacy that we're building. We have things not in the sense of institutions as we know them, but an institution for the for the generations to come, so that they can be a part of that. And it starts here. It starts in these conversations where we're helping people to realize that there is a new way of doing business, that there's a better way of doing business, an authentic and conscious and a way of doing business that comes from the heart as well. We can do business that comes from the heart, that comes from the spirit, that comes from the soul, and do it well. And it is prosperous and legacy building all at the same time. What do you think?
And let's talk a little bit about divine alignment. And I really think that this is important, because a lot of times what happens is that entrepreneurs or anyone for that matter, small business owners, it doesn't matter, they have a dream. Individuals have a dream. And they put this vision in front of themselves. And they say, I want this. But what happens is that we get wrapped up in instant gratification. We get wrapped up in, it didn't happen for me right away, so it's not going to happen for me. It's not going to happen now. It's not going to happen. It's taking too long. And I really, really want to drive this home to people that there is a universal alignment, that when you hold a vision for yourself and you hold it and you keep to it, that your life becomes a walk to it. And if you are patient enough and you work at it, you can get there, and the universe will conspire to align right to what it is that you want. But you have to be patient enough. You have to allow yourself the understanding that sometimes the road isn't just point A to point B, but the road might be zigzag before it gets there, because it is dependent upon the decisions that we make. It's dependent upon the relationships that we do. It's dependent upon the people that we engage. How frequently are you going out? You know, some people want to do things and they don't want to go out. You know, other people want to work so hard that they miss all of the signs because they're so wrapped up in the fact that they got to do, that they've forgotten how to sit still and allow things to unfold. We want to hold a vision and then dictate in the vision how it's going to get to us. And sometimes we have to let the how unveil itself. This doesn't mean, oh, sit still and let everything come to you. But you do a certain amount of work, and then you sit back and you watch the impact and the reaction to that work. You do a certain amount of work towards that vision, and then you watch the impact and the relationships that come due to you now engaging towards that vision. What are your thoughts around that? Because I know that this works. I know.
I know you know that it works. You know, it's so important. And who you're speaking to right now is our younger generation. It's that, it's the generation, maybe one or two, I don't know, maybe. I won't go any further than that. But it's that generation that is only used to seeing instant gratification, right? There is that generation that grows up in the world of influencers, right? And what they seeing is, well, if I just spend enough time on different social media platforms and I do all the things necessary, then I'm going to become an influencer and I'll have 3 million followers or 3.5 million views and so forth and so on. And then my life is going to be exactly as I want it to be. What I want to impress upon our younger people is that because of your gifts that are innately within you, the brilliance and the genius that is common, that is innately within you, you're here to do something for the long haul. You look at your parents, you look at your grandparents, guess what? That's going to be you. That's going to be you one of these days. And so that instant gratification is nice, but it's not the longevity. And what your parents and your grandparents, they have created an example for you of what it's like to persevere, to be in the face of adversity and get through it, to put their effort into a dream and succeed in it and leave that legacy for you as a young person to then participate in. So that instant gratification is nice for the camera, but it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with your life and the brilliance that you bring to the table. And another thing I wanted to also touch on, Dr. Lolia, as you were talking about how the universe is conspiring on our behalf.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There is a plan, and I know it's Sunday, so I might sound a little preachy on Sunday today, but there is a plan for this life of yours. And that plan isn't going, it's not that you wake up in the morning and you open up a book and there's the entire plan of your life. No, it is unfolding every single day. And it's important that you, young person that is starting your business, you're a young entrepreneur, you're looking at this network, you've got this idea, give yourself permission to learn, to grow, to do the tiny steps. Because as we say so often, slow and steady wins the race. You give yourself that time to learn the things that you need to learn, observe, be conscious, and allow yourself to grow, because the universe has already called you. You just have to listen and learn.
And I want to impress upon our young people also about the importance of focusing. Okay? And this is imperative because society is saying to you that you can't focus on anything more than 30 seconds at a time before you have to swipe right, swipe left, whatever the case might be. All right? And frankly, there are many roles and many things that we do that require focus. But honestly, the biggest role that you will ever play that requires focus is your own life. If you can't hold focus on your own life, then what you're doing is you're existing through life and you're kind of stumbling through it. And you're not without a vision, because you can't hold the vision. You can't hold the vision. You can't hold the goals. You change your mind every few minutes and every time that something is established in front of you, and therefore you can't hold it. I always had this saying that if somebody can't focus more than 30 seconds on something or on a message that I have to give, well, I don't really want to engage with them. I want the people who can focus. I want the people who can hold the vision for years and understand that it can be achieved, and that there is a conscious walk to that vision, and I can focus on that vision. And even though there are many things coming at me, I will not take my eye off the prize because I want it that much. And that's about being present. That's about being still. That's about seeking the answers and knowing that they're not always outside of yourself. They're not outside of yourself. They're within yourself. That's about trusting yourself. And then that's about being astute enough to see that things are unveiling and things are going your way. And you can see the signs of them coming your way and things are coming together. because you are focused and present enough to understand that things are unveiling in that regard as the observer of life and not the reactor of life. And that you can achieve that goal that you want in business. You can achieve that promotion if you're steady state. You can achieve that relationship that you've always wanted and been dying to have, but can't figure out how to get there. The focus is the key. The focus, the calm, the peace, and the observance. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. Think about some of those professions, like a surgeon or a pilot, okay? There's no way that those skills can be acquired without focus. You have to be able to read the books. You've got to be able to digest the information, and then you've got to be able to focus enough to put those skills into practice, okay? And that's not just for the technical skills or the technical types of roles or occupations that we might play. Let's go back to business. Let's go back to the business of that we're in. You and I are in businesses of helping other people in having a better life, in well-being, and having a greater sense of who they are. And we could not have gotten to this state in our career if we hadn't focused, if we hadn't read the books, if we hadn't, and then on the business side, having taken the time to learn some of those business practices that allow us to stay in business, to grow and to prosper. We've got to be able to focus on the things that are necessary throughout the day. So let's break this down into a day. Right? We can be scattered, doing this, doing that, and going different places and not focusing on specific things at hand. I need to take the time to do this report today. I need to make sure that I'm ready for Black Business Network, where genius is common. I need to be able to have myself ready to go into a negotiation. I've got to focus on those different things throughout the day. I need to be able to focus on my calendar. If I don't know where I'm supposed to be or when I'm supposed to be there, then I'm not able to do the job that's necessary. So, we've touched on so many wonderful things today. And I'm so glad we did. But we talked about being conscious, and we talked about allowing the geometry in the universe that's putting all of these pieces together on our behalf. And we're worthy of it, Nolia. We are worthy of having all of that.
Absolutely. And I just want to share, because the people might be going, okay, we're talking about this. For me, Empower, Achieve, Succeed through Self-Mastery gives some of these fundamental tips. We talk about personal development, and I really like working on the foundational level. And what people don't realize is what we learn on the foundational level in regards to this helps us in everything, in business and personal relationships, in our marriages, in our family dynamics, everything. Because if you can take pause and watch information unveil instead of consciously just reacting to everything, it gives you a different life path and it gives you a different life experience. And so I just want to throw it out there that this type of coaching, this type of work is what I do. You do it too, but I do. And if anyone is interested in that, then they should reach out to me at enolia.live and seek me out, because the mentorship, the formal programs, and the conversation as a coach is what we share and what we do. And then you take it to that next dimension with your beautiful platform on Fave Unite TV.
Well, thank you so much, because, this Fave Unite TV And definitely reach out to favunitetv.com. Email me at info@favunitetv.com, and that's FAVUNITE.com. Reach out, particularly content creators. Those are the entrepreneurs of our now and of our future. Reach out to us, because this is a platform where you can then take yourself, take that dream, take that idea to the next level. Yes, the universe is calling you to get your message out there. And I am so excited to be able to provide a platform that would enable you to do that even more. So, so exciting to have this information here on Black Business Network today. And thank you so much for having us.
Oh, I'm glad both of you are here. I mean, the audience, what a treat to be here on noon on Sunday in the East Coast here. I'm in Miami, Florida. You guys are both in wonderful locations. I want to thank you both. Dr. Enola Foti, my God, man, that was just wonderful. And what you have done as a moderator, Ms. Blakemore, is exemplary. So I thank you very much, both of you, for being here on the Black Business Network. And I think you've given your contact information. Ms. Blakemore, can you give yours as well?
Absolutely. Let me give that to you again. It's info@favunitetv.com. And that's FAVUNITETV.com. And look us up and subscribe to Fave Unite TV. That's www.favunitetv.com.
Awesome.
And I'm
awesome.
going to say subscribe to Fave Unite, because you'll see the empowerment series right there on Fave Unite. So.
Oh, it's right there. So they're both united. I like that. I love the concept. Well, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Over the past few years, we've seen the growth of existing and new initiatives focused on financial inclusion, building global networks, and reducing the wealth gap in response to the idea there's not enough seats at the table. Whether their outcomes are to increase the representation of Black executives on corporate boards, ensure an inclusive global economy, or to create new U.S. African commercial pathways, the strategies are often carried out by separate programs. The question is, should they be? With the continent of Africa being home to more than half of the world's fastest growing economies, the youngest workforce, over 400 companies generating more than $1 billion annually, 700 generating more than $500 million annually that are poised for growth, and being the destination of nearly $5 billion in venture capital in 2021. Diversifying U.S. and Africa commercial engagement by building bridges between African businesses and their U.S. diaspora should begin being seen as mutually beneficial. From helping to reduce Africa's enormous capital gap to catalyzing two-way trade opportunities, the COVID-19 global pandemic hopefully has taught us that global challenges and opportunities are more interconnected than we thought. During the pandemic, African companies like Unicorn Flutterwave, insurance provider Reliance Health, ride-hailing app Yasir, and 54Gene, the continent's first bank of DNA on people of African descent, proved that when African companies have access to networks, capital, and information, they grow big, grow fast, and create solutions that are valuable to the world. This is why BDirect was created. We are the first US-based but African-centric board preparedness and board search company designed to connect US Black talent and corporations to African businesses. Unique and fundamental to BDirect's success is our process of helping board candidates adapt their experience and networks to an African context before they're connected to high-growth companies that are looking to locally and globally scale. From our focus groups with African business execs and government leaders, we don't ignore the sentiment that business is easy, but people are hard. Having a pool of board candidates with hard-to-access networks and extensive experience across the business lifecycle, including successfully raising capital, is table stakes for an initiative like this. So yes, we have that. But corporate or entrepreneurial success in the U.S. does not guarantee success in Africa. Developed alongside industry partners on the continent, our training program, BDirect Prep, is designed to transpose their experience to create cultural comfort, understanding, and a commitment to helping businesses in Africa scale. Our board governance sessions are African continental and country specific, integrated with cultural awareness and dexterity training, masterclasses led by African industry execs, and mentoring and coaching from African continental based facilitators. But even more unique to BDirect Prep, We cap off our training program with an immersion trip to help candidates that have not been to Africa before see and feel Africa's complexity and opportunity from African soil. We all know traditional network-based board placement has historically left a lot of us out of ever really being in the paid board pipeline. Our strategy supports the work of many great organizations that are successfully filling seats at U.S. board tables by creating more tables for those that are still left on the sideline. It's time to start seeing the role and value of U.S. Black talent and businesses on the continent of Africa differently. Old perceptions and habits limit economic inclusion. Let's transition Black talent and the African businesses they will support from the periphery of the global economy to its core. Living in a global lockdown, we all know now how fast local and global economies can change and see the value of having businesses that hire, strengthen local value chains, and even grow globally. Status quo in any form holds back progress. We must democratize U.S.-Africa commercial engagement by socially and economically connecting cultures that have long been disconnected. It's time for Africa's U.S. diaspora to redefine their global value by helping African businesses scale continentally and globally.